Welcome everyone to Saturday Evening Chats. This is episode number 38. Tonight we have Mr. Rob D joining us. Welcome.
Hello. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
You're so welcome. And we have Mr. Nighthawk Medic with us.
Hey, thank you so much for bringing me in. I'm glad to be here. And thanks to everybody who came and joined us tonight.
Thank you. And we have the co-host extraordinaire, Mr. DM Foss.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. I'm going to probably trigger a few people tonight, so...
Sweet. Let's do it.
Sounds like DM needs some coffee, man.
Yeehaw!
So, in the chat, we had Southpaw RX as the first one here, and Mr. Defense Dad pulling up a hefty first loser position, saying, "Damn it, I'm not first." Followed by Kingpin out there, and Miss Mystic Guns, G-Webs. So I know right now we have a lot of things going on in the political arena with everyone talking about the ballots, and illegal votes and unconstitutionalities that are going on, and how is this going to affect, and things ending up in the courts. And I know everyone's been beating this to death, and pretty much we're just going to have to see where this goes. I mean, I really, really hope that it comes out in our favor, because, one, Biden is going to live up to his promises. And people are like, well, he won't be able to. Well, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to stack the Supreme Court. So even if any of his things happen, they're not going to be able to be overturned, because they're going to have the Supreme Court. They've already threatened it. They've got, right now they still have control. So they'll be able to stack that Supreme Court and screw everything up. So we really need to have these illegal votes that are being shown thrown out. And the only thing is it's past the deadline to be able to redo an election. So if the entire election gets thrown out, it's going to go to a one vote per state. There's no other way that this can, be done. So that's our best shot. I'm not sure what anyone else has to think about that, but that's just kind of my opinion on it. And I know a lot of people are out there saying that there's a lot of gun channels that are talking doom and gloom, but it's not really doom and gloom when you can see it. And the VP has the track record of doing anti-gun, anti-constitutional actions. So it's, we're not really saying it's doom and gloom. These are the facts. These are what these people are known for. And unless people start waking up, it's not going to be, anything positive happening for us. Go ahead, Mr. Nighthawk. I know you were about to say something.
And I didn't mean to cut in on you, boss. I'm sorry. There's an old saying that I've had, and a leader told me years ago, and that is hope is not a plan. The reality of it is, if you're going on hope or some misguided feeling of faith, then you're probably not actually making a plan. And so, in general, in this world, when people say things that are inherently bad for them, we take them at their word. If somebody says they're going to kill themselves, we get them help. If somebody says they intend to steal from us, we regard them as a thief. If somebody threatens to murder us and it is not in joking, we react based on that situation. So when somebody says something bad for them, in general, it is good to take them at their word. So I agree.
Anyone else have any words they want to say on this? So, my my second little topic I have is yesterday I decided I was going to go ammo seeking and see what I could find out in the stores. And at the first store I went to, which was a Bi-Mart store, I found some Federal 124 grain 9 mil for $12.97 a box. And I grabbed the last 2 boxes that they had. So then I decided, okay, well, I'll drive 13 miles to the next Bi-Mart and see what they have, and maybe they have some 40 cal ammo also. When I got there, there was a husband and wife couple that were looking at some firearms, and so I gave my opinion that 40 cal was a great gun and that his wife would be able to handle the round because my wife shoots the 40 cal also. And with talking more about it, and I told him that I loved my G23, the guy's like, well, yeah, this is a G23 Gen 5. And so we talked a little bit more about it, and I also told him that he would be able to put a tungsten guide rod in there to help with any kind of recoil for if his wife was shooting it. Not saying she was going to need it, but, gave him the idea so that, he would be G-Web says I'm out there pushing 40 on everyone. Hey, 40 is a great round. I love the 40.
Oh, you're indoctrinating people into Glock.
I am. I am. So I gave her my email address and told her that, she could email me at any time and I'd help with, links to finding stuff, finding a holster to, help with anything that she may need if they had any questions or anything.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
And so she emailed me like twice yesterday, and then she emailed me this morning, and she's like, thank you so very much, and said that they have 40 at a certain store in the area and that they restocked last night, so her husband was able to pick up some ammo just in case I needed any. She gave me a little heads up on where I could find some, and then she says, we ended up getting the gun yesterday. The background check went through in 10 minutes. Amazing. We looked out and found the ammo at a different store after calling everywhere in town. We shot it late afternoon. Was so awesome. I can shoot it comfortably, and you are right. It is a lot of fun to shoot. We went through a box of 50 in like 5 minutes. I'm addicted now. I love this gun.
I didn't take you for the home wrecker type. Is there a reason you're trying to destroy their marriage?
Wow. So, you know, sometimes it's great and it helps, your esteem knowing that you helped put some freedom seeds into people's hands, and that they really love what you suggested. So
I don't know if I'd use freedom seeds in regards to somebody else's wife, dude. I'm just saying.
it is what it is. And so yeah, yesterday when we were at the store and she's like, I just want a damn gun in the house before we can't own one. And I'm like, hell yeah, I completely agree with you.
You're like, hey, baby, I'll help you out.
I mean, my wife was there and her husband was there, so there was no improprieties of
That don't mean much nowadays. What state you live in?
Oregon.
I don't know about that. So I know in Jersey they don't mind if you're together. You down there hanging out on the boardwalk, they'll try to take you both home.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
No 9mm shooter's wife is safe from the 40. Yep. Her husband was thinking about getting a 9, and so I, explained to him that if he got the 23 and he didn't like the 40 cal, it was just a barrel swap and magazine change away from being, so that he'd be able to have that 9. Or it was just a barrel swap away from being a 357 SIG, which would be a 40 cartridge with a 9 projectile.
So what are you gonna
Just
do?
$600 away from being the gun he wanted.
Well, the thing is, it gives you choices out there.
What are you gonna do when the husband emails you saying she cashed in her 401k and they burned through the kid's college fund, and now you created an animal and he wants to send you a bill?
I'll be like, welcome to America. Welcome to America. Life is golden.
Guy's like, now I can never get the remote. Thanks, man.
So, like I said, I am just ecstatic that we have some newer, I know they have shot before, so I'm not sure if this was just like the first gun they were buying or what, but now they do have a 40 in their life, and they can be happy for the rest of their lives.
Depending on your motive, you did a good job there. So I didn't, the whole Glock thing, but don't try pushing people on that. But no, I think it's great, and more people should encourage their wives to be able to carry a firearm, at least have the general basics of using a firearm, things like that, especially nowadays where a lot of people work different shifts and people are separated. You should want your people to be protected the best they can. So it strikes me odd, and it seems like some guys may have an ego thing, and when they realize the wife can shoot better than them, they never take them to the range again. So you know, you got to kind of get over that. In general, women are just naturally better shooters. So you should, you know, if you're not doing nothing bad, don't worry about it, right? So
Exactly. I know my wife can outshoot me any day of the week, and hey,
we should want all our wives and daughters and mothers and granddaughters, everybody to be armed, you know, if they have the capability. So
I would love to see every person in the United States be armed that is of mental stability.
Why
they're
would you
just-
want yourself disarmed?
Why would I be disarmed if everybody in America had?
Of what?
Hey! I've got great mental faculties. Oh,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
well, there goes the wife. I'm screwed.
Right.
So, not that I was ignoring everybody, but I saw Mr. Guns and Barbecue had joined in. And if you guys didn't check out his video that he released for the State 2A Challenge,
Yep.
I would definitely advise going and checking that out. I released my video today from his challenge, and I know that there is one person on this panel that has been challenged. And Mr. G Webs is out there. Amazing guy. Honcho Fett, welcome. We've got the gun loving grandpa Bucks out there.
Buck.
And again, Kingpin, who does so much for the 2A community. Again, thank you. We've got Jason Stewart out there, which I know Jason Stewart was challenged by Guns and Barbecue, so I can't wait to see his little video response to that.
Why is it going to be a little one?
Well, you know, it is what it is.
He could spend 3 hours lecturing us about his state constitution.
And I
We
would
don't know.
love to see that.
Yeah.
And I see we have Miss Vanessa Kitty out in the crowd. Welcome.
Yay!
So, G Web says that he doesn't want his wife to shoot better than him. So I'm not married. Oh no. We have Pancake Boy. Welcome, Pancake. Midnight Range TM.
Yeah.
He says, okay, I'm here. This is Sports Ball Haters Club, right?
I'm in.
This is 40 Cal for Life Club.
I'm
Oh no,
not.
I'm out.
I don't hate sports ball. I just absolutely despise the fact that it's become political. I don't watch you to hear your politics. I watch you to see you run up and down the court and play with the ball.
And I just don't watch it because I think it's ridiculous and you're all overpaid bunch of babies.
Oh yeah. And
Well-
I'm not of the belief system that teachers should be making $8 million a year either, by the way, because they're also doing a shit-tastic job.
Well, I don't watch
Some of
professional.
them.
I don't watch professional sports, but I will watch some college.
I just wish people had that much energy towards the real problems in America. I mean, you think of what gets spent for these games, Super Bowls, things like that, the amount of money people spend, you know, people paying $4,000 for a seat, and that doesn't include travel, hotel, all this. I mean, and that's cheap, you know. To me, it blows my mind. The amount of money with that, you know, I wish people were more motivated into other things with their money, but you know, it is America. Everybody can do what they want, I guess. But
Well, no, 33% of your money, you don't get to decide what happens with it.
33% if you're lucky.
Yeah. So
I see Mr. Kingpin's response, and I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Just not.
I was tabbed out.
I mean, the only thing I can respond to his comment was, you saw the picture he did of Rob in a hot tub.
Which was horrible, by the way. I'm gonna put that out there and out of context completely. But thank you very much, guys, man.
Oh,
Uh,
I see we are joined out in the crowd by Mr. Ozark Yeoman. What's going on? So, when I did my State of the 2A response video for the challenge, I did forget to include Idaho, because Idaho does touch Oregon, but I figured I'd leave that for Mr. Foss, so he has somebody to challenge.
Idaho
Is there
would
a-
touch anybody that's paying.
yeah, probably. Is there a gun tuber from Idaho in our midst?
I think Rogue Banshee, but I
Okay.
can't remember if he's in Idaho or if he's in Montana. And
That
I
is
believe
significantly
he is. I believe he's in Montana. But then you've got, what is it, Idaho Rogers USMC.
Hmm.
So he's out there. Yes. Actually, it's in a very inappropriate way. But it does. So, you guys got anything you want to discuss? Because I've I kind of really,
Shut your water early.
yeah, kind of. I just don't want to,
I
give
feel
too
let
much.
down, man.
I know, me too.
Thought you had more going on. I figured it was going to be a trophy night. I mean,
No,
Yeah.
I could keep going. There's a hell of a lot of shit going on that
you holding back to be nice or what?
I feel like it. Do you hear it in his voice?
I do. I mean, before the show, he was body slamming words around.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
People are going to
and-
unsubscribe to your channels in mass after what I say.
Oh, it was getting deep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Do you smell what the G23 is cooking?
You can't handle the truth.
I mean, the nerve of the libtards in Georgia putting up billboards telling conservatives to not even show up to vote. I mean, who the fuck do you think you are?
Well, they know it works. The one consistent behavior of conservatives is to be conservative. And so when presented with to become unruly or to go with whatever the flow is, 9 times out of 10, they go with whatever the flow is. They're taking advantage of the psyche.
I really hope that by them putting up those stupid ass billboards and stuff, that it's going to have a super negative outcome on them, and a lot more people show up, and it doesn't turn out to be as close as they have it right now because of all the voter fraud that has went on the first go around.
Well, unless you believe that there was a gross amount of voter fraud, then what happened this election is people did not come out. Conservatives did not come out in mass. Okay.
So
So if you
I
believe
don't
there was a
believe
lot
that.
of
I
voter
don't believe that.
then conservatives did not come out in mass. So,
Now-
I live right next door to Georgia, and I have been advocating and emailing and everything else for since the moment we realized what was going on. And I'm going to tell you, I get responses from conservatives on a regular who say they don't feel it's worth it to potentially be isolated, singled out, and lose their jobs to fight this. It's insane.
now, if you watched Ozark's video,
Been
I think it was
psyche mind rape.
yesterday, Ozark put out a video that had 2 video links in it. And one of the video links, there was a video showing in Georgia where at the end of the day they told everyone that they were closing down for the night and sent everybody out. And then
I know I've watched it 6 times since they released it.
yep, where suitcases were then brought in and other things were brought in for and ballots were pulled out and counted. I mean, I don't know how much more evidence you need of voter fraud than that video right there.
I agree. The question is, does anything get done with it? Or, like we do consistently, do we sit back and watch it happen? Or think that somebody else is going to do something about it, and when it all flies apart, blame everybody for it?
Now, in my research, that when I was doing the 2A challenge in Oregon's state constitution, section 28, it has in there, 26. No law shall be passed restraining any of the inhabitants of the state from assembling together in a peaceable manner to consult for their common good, nor from instructing their representatives, nor from applying to the legislature for redress of grievances. So, with these mandates that governors are issuing and locking down everything, that mandate would be in direct violation of that because you aren't able to then gather and go and talk to your representatives and, argue.
They're probably interpreting it different in a sense. So, there was one word there slipped my mind waiting to say something. But what was it?
The intent.
Yeah, our public gather for public health or whatever.
Yeah.
Something with there. It's that's usually what's used is public safety when it comes to gun restrictions and rights within cities and townships and things like that. So, I think, like to us, the Second Amendment sounds pretty simple, but how they interpret it is, that's the issue. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of money to go and try to fight things like that. So, unfortunately, I think that's probably the issue with that you're seeing there, that a lot of people are seeing in a lot of places. So,
So I believe that most states' constitutions, and this may not be 100% the truth, so I invite people to correct me, stipulate somewhere in their statement about the right to keep and bear arms that the method of bearing or presenting may be limited in order to prevent crime.
Not in Oregon's. I mean, I read it earlier, and
So
Oregon's
in Oregon's no gun signs do not carry force of law.
I know in New
It-
York, so something similar to that. It refers to the maintenance of law
Yeah.
and order or whatnot.
Yeah.
So, because I've been trying to do a little research myself, and for the time I put in it, I still can't find anything directly. So, I keep like doing Google searches. It'll send me off to other things lawyer state, but I'm trying to actually find it and the legal
Right, where
constitution
they
of the
wrote it
state.
down.
And my goodness, they got it buried in there pretty good if it is. So I still haven't found it yet. So I'm looking, but that's
So-
pretty sad.
so Oregon, in the Oregon State Constitution, Section 27, which is what they have for the right to bear arms, military subordinate to civil power. The people shall have the right to bear arms for the defense of themselves and the state, but the military shall be kept in strict subordination to the civil power.
So no gun signs do not have the force of law in Oregon. Is that correct?
That, just reading the Constitution, that is what the Constitution says.
Let's look this up.
That's the way
Because-
Washington is too. You can ignore it, but if they ask you to leave,
Yeah.
Well, that's trespass.
then they can.
That's different.
Yeah, then it becomes trespassing, but it's not enforceable by law.
So that's correct. In Oregon, they do not have no gun signs do not have force of law, which is why you do not have that addendum.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish Tennessee would take that away, but I've actually gotten 3 different places to take down their no gun signs that were not like corporate run organizations by dropping off my little card that says, "Hey, we really wanted to do business with you today, but there's a limiting factor. We appreciate very much you have your right to feel the way you feel, but please know you lost money and will potentially lose more into the future." And a couple of places have pulled their signs down there.
So G-Webs has thrown out, here's all of them, and gives a link to everysecondmatters.com/groups. So I would definitely advise people check that out. And I see guy that comments has jumped in the crowd. And let's scroll back through and make sure I didn't miss anybody else. I do believe that's... Yep, so far, I hope I have gotten everybody. Rich White just jumped in, so hello.
Woo!
So, yeah, I really do like the fact that Mr. Guns and Barbecue started this State 2A challenge so we can get more people aware of what the 2A is in every state. And, maybe we can discuss more of what each state's 2A does truly state. And I really would love to see no less than 100 videos stating the 2A. So if we had 2 from every state, it would be amazing.
Well, I'll be doing Tennessee.
All of it.
Yeah, all of it. One at a time, lining them up. That's right. Who's your daddy?
So I like in Washington, I threw out for Mr. DM Foss and Redneck Renegade. So I know both of them do videos. I had thought about challenging PNW Woods, but I know he doesn't do any videos. So
I think he used to, but I don't think he has in a while.
yeah, that and his job, I wouldn't want him to jeopardize his job. You know, being being in the profession that he's in. So I see Mr. Ghost Tactical is out there, and I can't wait to see his video in response to Gunsling Barbecue's gauntlet throwdown.
Gauntlet
Gauntlet
throwdown,
throwdown.
challenge
Did
to fight.
Oh,
I missed something? Gauntlet
Yeah.
throwdown?
yeah.
Doing more ninja stuff or what?
Oh yeah. It's turning into. We're gonna have this as a, you know,
Pistols at 15 paces. Jeez.
blindfolded.
And it'd be a
Got
lot less issues if we bring that back, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta even out the odds. So both of them have got to have blindfolds on.
I just say, within 15 yards with a pistol, there's very few people in this world as good as this group.
Oh,
Bring back dueling. Let's do it.
Ghost is confused as hell. He's like, "What the hell did I just walk into?"
Yeah, that was an appropriate reaction, guys.
So I am definitely out there. He says, "Do I really need the blindfold?" You know, for when we put it out on the internet, we just want everyone to assume that it was a fair.
All
Don't
right.
let him fool you. Of course he needs a damn blindfold. Don't take
I know.
anything for granted, folks.
Yeah.
He can still see. Just because he's legally blind doesn't mean that he can't see.
He can hear.
That's right. I forgot what I watched him shoot, but he was shooting something. I can't remember what it was, but he didn't get it on the first shot per se. He showed some bloopers, but he was definitely hitting minute a man. I'll give him that.
So,
One MOA of bad guy.
oh,
Harassing fire guy.
he says, "I hear like a hawk." No pun intended. Now he's trying to steal your name, medic.
Nah, it's not my name. That word is not owned by me.
Give me a second. I'll change your name and put the R behind it.
No.
So it says that it's registered. Put C behind there also, so it's copyrighted.
All right. I don't know who does it, but somebody comes in here with a Dayhawk nurse.
Oh yeah. You know that's probably Mr.
Yeah.
Midnight Range.
Midnight Range, yep.
Yeah, with one of his little troll accounts.
I've never established a troll account.
Foss has got like 20 of them.
They come in handy.
What percentage of your channel subscriptions? At this point, if I were to do that, it would be 30% or so.
So we have Walter Davis is out there who says hi to myself, Mr. Rob, DM Foss, Nighthawk, Rich, Jason,
Hey.
Midnight,
Walter?
Guns and Barbecue, Ghost, Ozark, Grandpa.
Hello, Walter. And hello to everybody out there.
So
You know, have you guys noticed that the new people that are joining and buying guns, a lot of their conversations are, and this kind of bugs me. I had a whole conversation with one of them the other day. I want to buy a gun before I cannot have one. Has anybody else heard that come out of their mouths?
Yep.
And so this person is effectively primed to potentially become an advocate, right? Their reason is for purchase is protection, and their logic is they're afraid that it will no longer become possible for them to own a weapon. So introducing them to more than just a gun, but also, hey, here's how you can have an impact on that. This seems like a prime candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the lady yesterday, I did a little discussion about uh, every second matters,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her that there was a lot of videos on it on the YouTube, and you know, so hopefully we can get some more advocates out there, and I will definitely be staying in contact with her and her husband.
Why don't you stay in contact with her husband?
Well, she's the only one that's emailed me, so I can't just.
Home wrecker.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, yep, that's it. Day Eagle nurse is out in the crowd, so
You see that guy beating on your door
Midnight.
late at night, don't answer it.
Yeah, remember he's got a 40 caliber now.
yeah, but does he have any ammo?
Well, we know he's practicing.
Only takes one good shot.
He-
But the real question is, how fast are you on your feet? Because he may not be good at hitting moving targets.
Yeah,
Serpentine.
it's good. I see what you're saying about possible advocate. I think that
Yep.
all kind of depends on the individual.
Yep.
You know what I try to do. Not that I do much, but I try to spread the word. I always have technically.
Yeah.
But needless to state, basically just was a natural evolution.
Yeah.
I just I don't know when I've always shotgun even as a kid. I my mom got me into shooting. I shotguns, things like that, but never really got into too much other than that as like a hobby here or there.
Right.
Coming out of the military, come back, and then at that point I was sold. There's no way I'm gonna. I didn't even want to stay in my house the first night. Type, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you just feel naked. You know what I mean? So, it's just not the same anymore. I don't know whether you're reprogrammed, whatever it is, but I see it as my responsibility when
Mhm.
if something happens, we're not all Rambo. Things happen, and you start seeing these things, different situations, you realize how vulnerable an individual can be in a sense.
Oh yeah.
I think a firearm is a great opportunity. Every household should have one. And slowly looking into that, and then the New York Safe Act kicked in, and all this regulation, and it just naturally pissed me off. Like as soon as I got home and looked into my laws, I was upset. And then they threw more laws on it, and it's just like, they're strict, not just they're stripping the public, stripping me, service members. I mean, it's just, to
Mhm.
me, the whole thing is ridiculous. It was just a natural evolution. The more you look at it, the more you see what's going on, I guess. So hopefully that does work out the same way with some of these new people that are buying for the purpose. I want to get one just before I can.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, I have heard that here in New York myself from people that aren't gun people. They're new to it, but they just want to have something.
Yep. And like I said, those are the people that are more approachable on that item than anything else. And I've even gone as far as to said, yeah, dude, that's why I'm standing here right now too. There's some stuff that I definitely want to have in my house to take care of me. You don't have to tell them. I have 12 of everything. But that kind of getting to know. I'm talking about advocacy. I will point people to gun tuber channels that are more their speed, right? If I have somebody out there that's shot that gun and things of that nature, and I know who's a good advocate, nobody gets on some elite level gun tubers channel and finds themselves in that picture. You know what I mean? But the down to earth guys and gals, you guys, those of us doing more down to earth stuff, can make a big impact. One of my local shops here will play some of my videos to people to talk about the performance of weapons, because I'm just a redneck at a shooting range. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
you are.
something that people relate to.
You're definitely a hyped up redneck at the shooting range.
Yep.
I'd
You,
say the
you got
videos
way.
are-
Go ahead,
sorry,
Rob.
ahead. I was just gonna add the videos are good because a lot of people don't like their own shortcomings. They
No,
don't like
yeah.
being told they're doing something wrong, or they don't like admitting they don't know everything. How many guys have you seen at the gun counter saying shit that doesn't even make sense?
Oh my
Standing there in
God.
front of their wife, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you want to help them, but you don't, because it's a challenge. It turns out to be an issue. I mean, some people are just, nobody wants to be wrong, or they don't know it. So the videos are kind of nice because there's nobody there looking down at you. You know what I mean, in a sense. So, and you can kind of pick up the tips. And I think a lot of people like that aspect. So, especially the down to earth where it's believable. I think that it throws some people off from things when you're looking for honest advice or guidance, or maybe you watch 12 videos and average it off and say, okay, well, I'll go with this or whatever.
Yep.
But it gives you an idea.
Agreed.
So, if you're at a gun store and, wow, Mr. Rob is back.
Yeah, sorry about that. I checked the side chat and then tried to click out and hit the wrong button. And
Don't worry, I do that. I do that all the time when I'm on my phone. I
Yeah.
forget that there's a little X up in the corner that you have to touch, and I hit the back arrow every damn time. Every time.
Doesn't help too when you try to hit the mute and then the phone turns or something like that, and then you're like, "Oh God, what did I hit?" You know what I mean? So, yeah, technology. It's a blessing and curse at the same time. So,
there's times where I've thought about if I'm going to join a chat on my phone to turn auto rotate off.
I know this is a little different, but I noticed a new feature. I don't know if it's just with YouTube or what, but when it comes to like music videos, like if you're watching like a band live or something, has anybody noticed there's like 360 views you can do now?
Yep.
I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but I thought pretty neat. So you can check out or focus on a guitar player or whatever, whatever it may be. But
it's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
I have not noticed that. Of course, I don't really watch music videos on YouTube or anything. If I'm going to be listening to music, I'm probably going to turn on Pandora, because then I can keep my screen locked and have the music playing while I'm doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, just thought I'd throw it out or something. If anybody sees a little image thing, I think it automatically does it on mine, but there's a way you can shut it off so you'll know if you're seeing it. So picture looks funny. That might be why. But I normally do Pandora too, but once in a while I'll just throw it on something because I got it already on YouTube or whatever. Hook it up and play it in the background.
So Kingpin says Rob was watching the new Miley Cyrus concert.
No.
Hey, whatever you do in the privacy of your basement is what you do in the privacy of your basement. We're not here to like judge you?
No, it was. I think Sherman's Harvest was covering something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't Miley Cyrus.
Rich says Rob was mimicking every move Miley made at Kingpin. I don't know. There's
You
some
guys keep
people.
this up. I'm gonna reach through this phone. Don't get me going.
Oh, somebody's getting triggered. I told you there'd be at least one person triggered today. So, Kingpin says, not here to judge, but we are here to mock you.
We can start talking about mayonnaise and vanilla ice if we really want to.
Oh.
Okay, I want to hear how you bring those together. How do you have mayonnaise and vanilla ice at the same time? Now, are you putting?
Isn't that what they called the funky comedino?
Yeah.
I mean, ask Rich. He's the backup singer in there. He's on the train.
Is he the one handing out the mayonnaise?
You can call it that.
Oh,
That Medina man, she's a monster.
Ozark says reenacting the scene from Wrecking Ball. Those underwear chafe bad. Nope. Just no.
Yeah, you'd be jealous of my ass.
No Kingpin is on mayonnaise duty. G Web says last time I went to a Vanilla Ice concert, I broke a baggie of my own mayonnaise. Oh, I brought a baggie of my own mayonnaise because the kind at the concert is never the right kind. Yeah.
Come on, guys. Have you been in these sub shops and restaurants? Do you see that tub of mayonnaise with the 3 different colors on it? And then he just keeps swiping the knife back across the top, dried out crap they mix in and slap on your sandwiches. Come on, people. It is not worth it. I'm sorry, but it is not worth it.
Hey, if you go to Subway, they don't have a tub. They have a little, like
little squirt
ketchup
bottle that gets filled with the tub, dude. Like, come on. You can hide anything in that. That's almost as bad as Taco Bell. I don't care how drunk you are. If you eat there, you're freaking crazy. You can disguise anything in that meat.
Nasty.
Kingpin says I'm red flagging all of you. Oh. Yep. I told you. These conversations are quick to trigger somebody.
The only local mayonnaise shop we eat at is
Duke's?
the one that does the firefighter stuff.
Oh, Firehouse Subs?
Firehouse Subs, yeah. I like their food.
When I was in South Carolina, we had a Firehouse Subs in Simpsonville, and I never went there.
They have those limeades. Oh, I love a good limeade.
And we had a Chick-fil-A. Never went there.
That's God's chicken. You have to go there.
I went to Bojangles.
It's like mandatory.
No, Bojangles. And what other? We had oh crap! What's that other like country place?
Do you remember Po Folks? Or am I just old?
You're probably just old.
Anybody remember Po Folks?
Is that like a runoff of the police or?
No, Po Folks was that's fine.
Okay.
It was a restaurant.
My,
They had the best blackberry cobbler, and they served sweet tea inside of mason jars.
Hey, woman.
Popo's in New York, you're gonna see people duck and run.
Po Folks, poor folks.
what was that restaurant that was back in South Carolina that we never went to? Yeah, Cracker Barrel.
I like Cracker Barrel.
I like them too. They're pretty.
I don't
good.
know. The name just sounded too racist.
Cracker Barrel?
Ah, food's good. Gift shop's
There's-
pricey, but they have
there's
some
a
outstanding
picture
old
of
candy.
Yes,
I
they
was just
do.
I was just being a smartass. I had to say it there.
I have a friend who shops. She has an interior decorating business, and she shops like garage sales and stuff like that in order to get, old stuff for designs and antique stuff for designs. And she is regularly employed by Cracker Barrel to get old rusty saws and stuff.
Well, next time, you need to get her number because they all have a gun on the wall, at least one of them.
Yep.
Usually there's one over the fireplace and one in the main area. I've noticed that throughout my travels. Now I always look. You should keep an eye because if people are getting, some people get lucky doing those garage sale things and estate sales, and you might be able to come across a nice project for, in some cases, 30, 40, $50. So I'd be,
We're already in
having her
cahoots.
contact you on that. So the hell with Cracker Barrel.
So
Hey,
I see
quite a few good rifles out of there.
I see we have Andrew Faulkner jumping in, who says I call it Bland Barrel. Hate that place. Uplift Mofo Party Plan is out in the house. Welcome. And I think there was somebody else who jumped in. Nope. So far, those are the only two new jumping in. So welcome.
Feels like we got a bunch of people watching. What's the count of that?
14 watching.
Wow. It's a new world record.
I
No.
can't speak for every Cracker Barrel, but I'd state the reason I like them is because they do have more realistic food, or not realistic, but more like home cooked food. Everything I haven't had an issue because I'm a stickler, but as far as like cleanliness, things like that, I don't get salads with flies in them. I don't get, I don't know, odd and end stuff in my mashed potatoes or whatever. Everything is presented decently, tastes well, and reasonably priced. And they're usually well staffed. Unlike an example, go to Denny's on the weekend. Like you're going to be waiting 40 minutes. There's 2 waitresses and 500 drunk people. And everybody gets pissed. You know what I mean? It's not really the waitress' fault, but needless to say, they have good service. I'm not waiting an hour.
Right.
And of course, I can score the candy too while I'm there. So
hell yeah.
But I don't work for him. I'm just saying maybe the one that Andrews near his area is bad. I don't know. I noticed a big difference in Olive Gardens. I've gotten twice the portion in PA than I have in New York.
I hate Olive Garden so bad.
Yeah.
I have never been to an Olive Garden. I have lived in 2, 3 different states maybe that in the same town I was living had Olive Gardens, and I never went.
You're not
Hell,
missing much.
No.
I haven't went. I've never been to Applebee's, and I
What good
probably
mixed
will
drink.
never.
Reminds me of the college days.
So I do know in a town not too far from us, we just got a Five Guys restaurant,
Not bad.
and
Overpriced.
when we lived in Simpsonville, South Carolina, we went to a Five Guys, and it was pretty darn good.
Yeah,
They
the
give you
burgers aren't
go
the
ahead.
burgers aren't great, but I really love them.
I love the fries. I mean, that cup of fries. They give you so many damn fries.
Well, and then they'll dump extra in the bag.
Yeah.
And they make them right there in the restaurant.
It is good, but do you notice the size of those patties and why they always give you two so they can cook them quicker and you don't wait as long? But
Yeah.
when you look at it, for what you're paying for those burgers, in my opinion, it ain't worth it. Although I am guilty and I have overpaid to get them here and there, and the fries are outstanding too. So, yeah, good food, but they get, in my opinion, overpriced. But you try to do that for a family, you're dropping $100 just to get some burgers. You know what I mean? It's almost, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on how big your family is. Because my family, it's just the wife and I. We're not dropping $100 there.
Yeah, I know the lady and I can drop 35, close to 40 easy. And then if you add on kids or something like that extra, I mean, you're getting up there.
Yeah, especially if you
going
get
to the store,
milkshake.
spending $12 on hamburger, $5 on cheese, $3 on buns, and maybe a head of lettuce and whatever. I mean, there's a big difference. It's like
what you do is
you get ice cream for $10 a cone when you can buy 5 gallons of ice cream for $10. There's a difference.
What you do is when you take the kids there, you set them down at a table and feed them the free peanuts. And if you can get away with that for like 20, 30 minutes, they're not going to be wanting any food.
My experience with children is they want to eat what you're eating.
That's when you just tell them no.
Dollar menu crap or kids menu crap. They want the good stuff and the toy.
Mm-hmm.
So, all I have to say is last Friday night, the Beavers beat the Ducks in the Civil War. Beaver Nation. I see we were joined out in the crowd by CB, and he brought up about the Ducks, so I had to go there. And I guess there's congratulations due to Andrew Faulkner, who shot a hog and a 9-point deer in the same week.
Nice.
It would have been better if it was the same bullet, but we can't be greedy.
Nice, Andrew. Good job, man.
And Kingpin says Five Guys is tasty, expensive, grease on a bun.
To me, the greasiest burger is Crystal. And we used to have White Castle. That was greasy as hell.
And Midnight says, who feeds kids? Exactly. Why are you worried about feeding the kids? I mean, honestly.
I wanted my name to continue.
I don't
Feeding
like
them is the
prison.
logical process.
I think the generation that is going on right now with like my brother, me, and like my cousin in Louisiana, none of us have males, so our last name is going to die off.
There's a quick solution to that.
I had a vasectomy when I was 20 years old.
Can be reversed.
Possibly. It doesn't mean that it will take. And I don't want kids.
Surprise!
That's what she said. Now, I'm not going to say that there may not be kids out there from when I was a teenager, because I was a little hoe. But I don't know of any.
What were your prices?
Yeah.
I was a hoe. I was a hoe. I wasn't a whore. Whores get paid for it. Hoes just sleep around for the fun of it.
Oh, okay.
I think that pretty much encompasses every man. I mean, let's be honest with me.
I'm just saying.
When a guy's like, I was saving myself, you kind of look at him funny. I mean, I know that's not how it should be, but that's what ends up happening.
He was saving himself for the right man.
Well, that's kind of the thought process. The reality of it is we should be proud of that person, right? But you're kind of like, what's wrong with you?
Yes, that is extremely true.
Do you have 3 nipples or something? What's going on here?
Read Guns and Barbecue's comment that's on the screen.
I'm tabbed out. Hang on. Oh, Lord. That's terrible.
And then you got this comment.
They do. Could they be the same person?
Or
No.
did they
I
have
think
the
they might
same
be.
mailman?
Yeah.
Probably
there
had
you
the
go.
same. Probably had the same mailman. Or milkman.
Milkman. Who had a milkman?
Didn't everybody?
No. We had cows.
See, I was born in a large city.
Hmm.
Kingpin says, "No way, one wears a cowboy hat."
We know. Not everybody with cows is a rancher.
And I think Guns and Barbecue is younger than I am. So
That doesn't make any
Well,
difference.
say-
yeah.
You could always adopt a kid if you ever change your mind, because unfortunately, there's a lot of damn kids out there that, you don't get to pick your parents. There's a lot of shit people having kids and kids out there in the system and this and that can use a good home or guidance and things like that. So if
Rob,
anybody is lonely or don't have the grandkids, this or that, there's a lot of ways people can help out and be a positive influence. The little things you can pass on to people often get overlooked and taken for granted, but those
Yep.
little things can really mold somebody's personality later. So, there's a lot of kids that need a positive advocate, because if you think that's the state, you would be wrong. And that's a whole long story, but a lot of kids end up in the system and end up a lot worse. Let me put it that way, and put in a lot more jeopardy than they would have been at home in some cases.
A lot of them end up going right to prison out of the.
Yeah. So I've got, it's just, there's a lot we could do for each other. And there's, like I said, kids out there that could use that guidance. So, it's not just an ass kissing thing. It's a discipline thing too. It's, a respect thing to where they're not trying to disappoint you. So I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into things, but there's people out there that can be very mutual beneficial to both of you. So just something to
I
keep in mind.
I
mean,
understand.
oh, sorry. I was going to say, just look at what's his name. He actually adopted a wife.
I understand what you're saying, Rob. And if you're really begging that much, I'm pretty sure Nighthawk will adopt you. I'm just saying.
Come to daddy.
You're talking about Woody Allen?
Well,
Woody
Christmas
Allen, yeah.
is coming, right? So
Yeah. Woody Allen got himself a wife. I mean, if you're out there and you're lonely, and how that
I
man
know.
didn't spend the rest of his life in jail, I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is. Kingpin says, send all unwanted kids to Chinese labor camps to make Peking James shoes.
Oh, good Lord. Can we just send them to Winchester labor camps to make ammo?
Right? Or Remington, or...
I'm just saying, I would think that would be a great use for orphans and to teach them a trade right now. Something that they could make oodles of money at. Let's employ them in a appropriate work environment. Not pay them and employ them, excuse me. And rehabilitated prisoners. That'd be another job.
Uplift.
Sorry, I don't want to jump back, but the lady was just reading an article the other day about how they were testing vaccines on kids in other countries that they're planning on using here now.
Yeah.
And we had the conversation, and it's almost like the military. You got to consider a lot of these kids that are trapped within the state, they're guinea pigs as well.
Yep.
There's a lot of weird stuff out there. I don't know. Like I said, it was just a little thing that popped up. I'll go back to eating my beautiful steak.
Well, wasn't it a group of orphans that they caught them doing psychological testing on, or like psychological experiments on?
Of course. The government's got to get a return on investment.
That's our tax money, dude.
I understand this, but not if you ask them. That's their paycheck money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you, I'm in an honorary mood today. I'm willing to.
I don't know if anybody saw my post the other day on social media where I about lost my patience with the fact that they can take $2,500 of my money and put it into Social Security, but I can't take the same amount and put it in retirement. Go figure.
Exactly.
What, you want control of your own money? What are you, stupid?
I know, crazy.
So, Kingpin says that steak better not have a single drop of sauce on it, Rob. No, he just slathered it in mayonnaise.
It doesn't. No sauce, just salt.
Salt, pepper, and
I don't even have
love.
pepper, just salt. And there's juice all over the plate. It's beautiful.
Salt
Got a
is so
nice tear to it.
salt is so nasty.
Salt is good on steak, man.
Oh yeah.
It's mandatory.
Nope, I do not keep salt in my house.
Well, you'll probably live longer.
No, probably not. But
don't worry, you get it in all that junk food you eat.
Yep.
This is also true.
If you didn't, you'd be dead by now.
There's so much salt in everything else in this world that I don't. Unless you're slaughtering the animal yourself and cooking it up, there's going to be salt in it already.
Oh, there's salt in the animal that you're slaughtering.
Probably.
It's just when you get into canned foods and processed foods, One of my doctors said to me one time the greatest thing that an American could ever do was plant a garden and eat 50% of every meal out of that garden.
I try. It's not easy.
It's not. It is
It
not.
tastes a lot better, a hell of a
It
lot
is.
better.
So much better.
Like as soon as you try it, I think that almost makes it worth it. You know what I mean? It
Uh-huh.
really does. So
Everything's fresher, so much better tasting. Yeah. I
you can
figured
just
out
go
what
trim
plants-
your lettuce down like it's like cutting
Yep.
hair. You just trim
Yeah.
it down, go wash it off, and it just grows right back. You know,
Yep.
it's great.
Out here, there are 3 different varieties of plants that do not have natural predators, and really knowing what those plants are and what their behaviors are made a huge impact on
If you
just
guys
zero
want
pesticides.
if you guys want some blackberries, let me know. I can send you a start.
We've got blackberries here; they grow naturally.
They will take off and overgrow everything
Yep.
if you're not careful.
We have blackberries and kudzu coming out of our ears.
Blackberries are also really nice to have as a defense line on your property
Underneath windows.
everywhere. Because
Well, you don't want it everywhere.
Not everywhere.
People screw up because you got to be able to see what's outside. You know what I mean? You
Yep.
got to be able to see. If you don't want to leave places for people to hide, you don't want them close to you.
Yep. But depending if the blackberries don't have anything to climb on, they're not going to really go vertical. They're going to lay flat and
Berries are great. Unfortunately, all the normal places that do berry picking this year were pretty much shut down. Unfortunately, so I was just complaining about that the other day. They do some festivals relating to that, to berries and stuff. All that was closed down. They'd make real drinks on the spot using the fruits and things like that. But it's a shame. I love berry picking. They screw up though. I tell you, they encourage you to try them and stuff. I get them every year because they don't weigh me. They weigh the basket. But I guarantee you, I go out of there weighing like 2 pounds heavier every time because I'm in there tasting every dang thing, man. It's great. I love them. Take them home, freeze them, use them throughout the year or this or that. Milkshakes, smoothies, ice cream, pancakes, you name it, man. I love berries. I'm upset.
So
now.
do I.
so we have our 4 Mississippi Thunder out in the crowd.
We grow a grape here called a scuppernong and a muscadine. There's 2 different ones. And they do muscadine and scuppernong plantations, and you get to go out and pick your own, and they're so good.
Isn't muscadine what they use to make wine?
They do, and they make scuppernong wine too.
So
they are yummy.
So hopefully next Saturday, not only are we going to be doing the Olight giveaway, but we may have a surprise panelist.
Yeah? Who is it this time? Is it somebody we can't offend?
I'm not sure if you can offend him or not.
Challenge accepted.
You know the person.
Oh, do I? Okay.
Yeah, you talk with the person on 4:30. Oh, full 30.
Really? Okay. I know who it is. Or I think I do. Is it somebody I argue with or talk with?
Not quite sure.
Depends on the subject.
Probably.
Oh, isn't that the same group?
No. So there's a couple of people on 430 that are so far fed that they are literally voting for the anti-gunners. And I can't even stand to talk to them.
Guns and Barbecue says that I can't offend him. I could easily offend anyone.
Dude, farting doesn't count. You have to come up with something linguistically.
Well, I could still offend him other ways, but that's not my intent. I see we have M. Gabriel out in the crowd.
Welcome, Gabriel.
Andrew and I have the same thought. And Foss decided I'm bailing.
Well,
Well, you probably won't continue to get many guests if you're gonna just savagely attack everyone that comes on,
yeah.
trying to offend them. So
I definitely am not trying to offend anyone when I bring them on. But saying that you can accidentally come up with a kid.
Oh, well, yeah, you can accidentally have kids. Although I don't know if accident is the word I would use.
If you can get that grandmaster dumbass on, I'm on
He's
board
in
with
prison.
that on offending people. Right.
He's in prison.
Maybe his lawyer will do it, and we can throw him some jailhouse burritos or something.
Yeah, but don't you have to bring them in the prison purse?
No. It's ramen noodles, pack of Cheez-Its. They pack it all. They can get that on a commissary. We'll bribe him. Give him a whole pack of pencils. They'll be the big shot.
Heck yeah. We are 100% willing to smuggle in some bandsaw blades.
Guns and Barbecue says, I almost guarantee you can't. Piss me off? ? Maybe, but no chance at offending.
Dude, he's trying to bait you in. Don't fall for it.
I completely understand that. My only question to him was, when was the last time he saw his Willie?
Oh.
Just saying.
I'm beginning to think that we lost for real.
Oh, no, Foss is back.
Oh,
He came in just to hear that.
No, he probably left. Is he gone again?
Oh. Grim 90 is in the crowd. I quite don't understand that. I'm the reflection of you, wife's forehead. Is he trying to say on?
That's fucked up. You guys should follow the unwritten rule of conduct of leaving wife and
yes.
that
That can cause rage.
people might get in their car and take a ride for some of those jokes. So
Yeah.
I don't bring family into it.
we're better than that, damn it. At least on air.
Keep it PG-12.
12.
Yeah, that's before you figure out your mama jokes. After 13.
Dude, I do your mama jokes when I was 8.
Yeah. You were warped.
I grew up in Washington.
Mm.
You know the blind guy doesn't spell check.
Okay. So, topics.
Anyway. I've seen 4 teenagers hopping out of my neighbor's house last night.
What'd you do about it?
Not a damn thing. The hell with that asshole.
Did you help him?
No, hell no. But was a little curious because I caught it on the security system. Heard a bunch of noise. They weren't quiet, but I don't know if they. I think they live there. Or the friends of the people that live there. I got no idea. Police never showed up and this and that. But somebody got their drugs stolen. Oh well, I don't give a shit. I ain't going to jail for it. I ain't going out there to bother them.
Oh, hell no.
I see we are out in the crowd with Burnaby Sanchez. Welcome.
What was that? I think it was Saturday Night Live where the guy's reporting the guy having stolen his pot.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens.
Back in the day,
there's other neighbors I would be addressing if I seen people dealing with their homes, but not my Black Lives Matter drug dealing next door neighbors. So
F those motherfuckers.
they're lucky I didn't throw a Molotov cocktail in there and blamed it on them. So
right.
Just kidding. I wouldn't actually do that. So
nobody heard a thing. Okay.
But back in the day when they had the Cops TV series on, there was an episode where a guy called the cops because he gave $20 to a guy to go get him a bag of weed, and the guy never came back with his $20 or his bag of weed.
What's $20 worth of weed?
Back then, it would have been like an eighth.
I guess I don't smoke weed.
Kingpin says, everyone please go check out my friend's new channel. He did a video unboxing on the Oculus 2 the other day and threw his link out there. So
cool.
It sounds like we've got another voice out for the 2A. So
yeah,
great little promotion. Thanks, Kingpin, for hopefully introducing us to a brand new channel.
Yeah,
and
let's see if we can get him a channel strike.
We had 19 people for like a brief second. Now we're down to 17.
Yeah, it's because we've been talking crap to each other for the past 20 minutes. We've been talking about things that people want to hear. Like your My Little Pony collection. There's not a person here who doesn't want to hear about the My Little Pony collection.
Hey, those things could be worth money. I'm just saying.
Pony, the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yep.
My Little Pony. Psychopath Pony.
I almost did a video with the ammo score and showing the receipt and saying that the ammo unicorn reigned cheap 9mm. Just to...
2 boxes aren't worth the video.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
2 boxes isn't even a damn appetizer. So
I shot
3. You went over there and found 30 boxes, or you could buy as much as you want and it was there, then make a damn video. But before you do, call me first.
Yeah, don't send people out there that we don't love.
But yeah, If I would have found more ammo, I probably would have done a nice little ammo. Ozark says first rule of My Pony Club is we don't talk.
About my ponies.
And then Brawny Snitches get sparkly stitches. Oh
man.
God. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much really going on, with the state of like 2A. I know we have some cases that are getting to go in front of the Supreme Court. So, what was it? There's one that's got writ of certiorari in front of the Supreme Court. So hopefully it actually will get brought up, because it is on the restoration of felon rights for, the fact that it, just because you've committed a crime, doesn't mean you won't ever change, and you shouldn't lose your rights for the rest of your life over a stupid mistake.
Well, technically, the Constitution doesn't say anything about that. So that's not even a constitutionally debated point. That's just a societal debate point.
He says, by the way, I'm down 150 pounds today. If I could see, I would be probably, I don't know, to see my willy.
To spot his, thingamabob.
The 2A is in the calm before the storm, I fear.
Yeah, I think they are too.
Yeah. Yep.
I think they are too.
So, Kingpin says, at G23, if you could pick one candy to have for free for the rest of your life, what would it be? Rob, don't be a stick in the mud and just play along.
Well, after she hits a certain age, can I get a different one than candy?
Yeah, can we refresh? I mean, Candy Clark wouldn't be bad, but she's starting to get a few miles on her. We'd probably get ourselves an 18-year-old after that.
Rich says
just to have somebody to talk to.
Rich says
oh, go ahead.
Rich says Rob would pick Slim Jim.
No. I don't know. Honestly, one candy would be a tough one, because once you get on a kick for something and then you eat 2 bags more than you should in a week or something, you get tired and you go to something else. So it's hard to say. Those Brookdale or Brookside chocolates, those are pretty good.
Oh yeah. And you have different.
If you're in a warm spot, chocolate melts everywhere. So it depends. I mean, is it warm out? Is it cold out? You going swimming? I don't know.
See,
it's like asking to choose. You can only Well, I ain't gonna say that. Jeez.
Oh.
But anyway, I'm just gonna leave it there.
Not in public.
Whoa, wait. Let's expand
I
on
like
this.
variety, damn it.
Rob.
Can you elaborate on what you were just talking about, Rob? I'm pretty sure the crowd
No,
would like.
no, I plead the fifth. I'm done.
Yep, there you go. Let it go before you end up in a hole.
Shouldn't it be that you drink the fifth, not plead? You should be pleading to the toilet after you drink the
It's
fifth.
a good day.
So my answer is Reese's.
Man.
I'd probably just go M&M's.
It's a lot of M&M's. What kind? Dark chocolate peanut. If I had to pick one, that'd be it. Not
See-
one candy, but one M&M.
Nope, just regular M&Ms. I prefer the almond ones, but I think you could go longer without getting tired of the regular ones.
See, the thing is if you just pick Reese's, then you have Reese's Pieces, you have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
You can take your peanut butter and cram it.
Peanut butter
Reese's
is.
good. I like throwing those in the freezer, like Reese's. Some
The cups?
different ones like that. Yeah, Boston. Even Snickers, like crazy, but you bite down on it, it just bursts and it's burst into goodness. And I know somebody's gonna twist that and turn it, and you're all sick from the. But you know what I'm talking about. Somebody.
No.
Describe it to us. We don't understand.
We don't know about anything bursting in your mouth.
Tell us, was he good to you? I mean, what?
Oh,
This is why nobody comes in here. You know,
Yeah,
as soon as you get on the
exactly.
panel, it's like a minefield. You're looking everywhere. You got a probe here, probe there. You're like, no, don't toss it to me, Jesus.
12-year-olds we are. I don't know what my candy would be. I don't eat much candy.
I don't either.
I like cake. I've never been big into candy.
I'm not a big fan of like a lot of sugars. So truly, I don't like many American candies. So if it was going to be like I had to have one kind of candy for the rest of my life, I would probably choose like Carlos V, because that, doesn't have all the processed sugars. It's pretty much cocoa.
You know what? One candy, I'd probably just go with one of those mints, because then you never have to mess with buying mints ever again.
Yeah,
So-
I think you guys just missed the most important thing here. I mean, he's sitting here in America talking shit about American candy, and we're just gonna let that fly.
Were you not here last Saturday when I showed the packs that I picked?
What
What
happened?
kind of communist pack
Oh
was it?
yeah, but there were two of you. He
Just
literally was flashing a communist badge.
Prove it.
And he started singing the Panzerlied song too while he was sitting there. It was terrible.
I did.
Oh,
Is your wife American?
What's that got to do with it?
Is she American? What, you
Yeah.
don't like that candy? Let's get real here, buddy.
My wife is very white.
That doesn't have anything to do with being an American.
She is very American. I'm just trying to figure out where we're going with this. I keep telling her that I'm going to trade her for two 18-year-old Spanish chicks in thongs, but
Ugh.
She just laughs about it.
Yeah, she knows better.
Exactly. She know.
Yeah, she'll trade you for a nice house and a paycheck.
Uh-huh.
Probably. She would probably definitely trade me.
I have a buddy who got traded for a nicer house and a nicer paycheck.
There you go, Nighthawk.
Hang on, I'm tabbed out. Let's see. What kind of evil is being perpetrated in the anime Nightcore version? Oh, I don't know, Warsaw. I listened to it a bunch when I was in the army. We used to hang around with a bunch of German tankers at Hood a lot. They would sing it sometimes. My German's so bad that I can't even do an imitation of it.
I was listening to some German heavy metal.
So good.
I was listening to some German heavy metal on Wednesday. Yeah, at work.
German sounds angry, so I can imagine that was really angry sounding. Du hast.
Yeah,
Du
exactly the
hast.
song I was playing at work.
Yeah, I'm worried about this guy.
I tend to listen to 60s and 70s music at work.
I listen to lots of different stuff at work. I was playing in the same day. I started off playing. What was it? Five Finger Death Punch, and then from there, I went to 2000s rap. From there, I went to some reggaeton. From reggaeton, I went to some German heavy metal.
Do you know what they're saying?
Yes.
Okay. That makes a big difference. I find it so funny when people are into music that they don't understand or wearing shirts with logos and language and stuff that they have no idea. And I'm like, yeah, it probably says stupid American. Like, wouldn't it be good to know like some of this stuff? But yeah, just checking.
There was a kid in the mall one time with a Hugo Chavez shirt on, and I was like, you're real big into killing certain members of the population, bashing gay people, and in general repressing people's rights. And he was like, no, man, I don't believe in that at all. Well, you're wearing a shirt of a man who did it all the time. Maybe research that history a little.
Burnaby says reggaeton. Oh no, that's no bueno.
I don't even know what that is. Is that reggae? Like a runoff of reggae or what?
It is Spanish rap.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, if you ever watch some of the dancing that goes on to reggaeton, yeah, just go to a reggaeton
What are you
club.
trying to say?
Go to a reggaeton club and see what happens. Let's just put it that way.
People will dance.
Yes,
That happens.
very,
at Billy Bob's.
very provocatively.
So is it like dance floor drunken sex or?
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
I see that all the time. No big deal.
Do you still club, Rob?
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say, what the heck?
Why do you think he bails from the show halfway through? It's Saturday night, and he's got to hit the
No.
clubs.
He does that because you offend him, like it happened last time.
Which time?
You know what I'm saying.
I offend
Yeah,
him
I
like
can't remember how many times. My goodness.
Just line him up.
Hey, that's kind of offensive to Rob, saying that you're going to line him up.
I would never. Rob's my friend. I like Rob.
Yeah, don't try throwing it on him now.
Nope.
He's
Yeah,
the one
my
who's
dog didn't do nothing.
he's the one who said Rob and lineup in the same words.
Don't try to set me up. I'm unset-upable. If I have genuinely said something offensive, I will pretend that it did not offend anybody.
And I've had to do a lot of things over the years to bring home a paycheck. So there's
There
no
you
shame.
go. There you go.
$20 is $20.
I'm just saying, especially when ammo is this expensive. Speaking of which, I have to be at the academy at 6 a.m. to get ammo tomorrow. Ugh. No.
Kingpin went there. That's all I've got to say.
I didn't see where he went.
It's on the screen.
Hang on.
You see?
What
It
is
just ain't right,
wrong?
man. It just ain't right, man.
The Blue Oyster. Why would a modern Blue Oyster Club not open until midnight? Is that real?
I have no clue.
We used to go dancing at a local gay club here, and they were open at normal hours.
Question is it wrong for an American with Polish heritage to fall in love with a beautiful German woman? No,
She
absolutely
stormed-
not.
She stormed
Fine.
his heart.
Oh no! Oh, good Lord, what's wrong with you?
Was it a blitzkrieg to the heart?
Oh,
Rich says only if she wears the red armband.
oh, good Lord. Somewhere out there is some lefty recording this.
Ozark says at Warsaw I did, even though I'm not a Pole. They're hot.
Eh.
And then he says, my point exactly. And Burnaby says, that music is like nails on a chalkboard. I like watching the girls dancing it with no volume.
Yeah, I can second that.
That's a little psycho. Playing a recording of somebody saying your name over and over again.
Why would you be playing a recording of somebody with your name, saying your name over and over and over again?
If you don't know,
Probably one of them
place to tell you.
self-confidence build-up things people go to sleep to.
Yes.
Like, it's all about size, or it's all about how you. It's all about how you work it, not about size. It's one of those
Yep.
tapes or
Yep.
something.
Okay. I'm kind of sorry I asked that question.
Uh-huh.
I see we are joined out in the crowd by Mr. Jefferson Martial Arts. Welcome, buddy. I'm guessing Guns and Barbecue is talking about German women that don't shave their pits.
Nothing wrong with German women.
And then Warsaw
fine.
says Guns and Barbecue in Russia, old women do that and they call it babushkas.
I'm not a fan of the hairy pits.
Not a fan. Just at that point, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, like France, there's a lot of that and stuff, and I don't know. It's just
I'm not saying you have to invest in the long
a
term.
tank top and a big wad of bush sticking out the side. It just don't do it, man. I don't know.
Mario, Mario Mechanic Molina has joined us and says, "What the hell is going on in here, dude? It's a fling shit at the wall and see what sticks kind of night."
It's questionable.
I'm pretty sure I made a bad impression on one of my neighbors. She was over next door standing on the porch and ended up talking to me. I was out in a driveway and I walked over to the porch and was talking with her. And man, I swear to God, this lady's legs are hairier than mine. And it just, to me, to each their own. But, I just can't look at her boyfriend the same. I don't understand
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I realize, razor bumps, things like that, people may not shave every single day or something, but when you can braid your leg hair, that's a goddamn problem. I'm sorry, but there's something's wrong with that shit, man.
We've got John Doe out saying, "Seriously, y'all acting like pit hair is a deal breaker."
I'm not saying it's a deal breaker, dude. if it's not a long-term thing, I'm willing to overlook all sorts of things.
Hit it and quit it. Kick it to the curb and get something else in the morning.
Overlook all sorts of things. Oh boy, man, you better be careful what clubs you go to, buddy.
I'm old now. I don't go to clubs anymore, but back in my younger years, it was 99.9% assured you knew what was going on.
Oh,
that's a deal breaker. It's like girls that run around with no shoes on or the sandals and their feet are like, if you're white and your feet are blacker than mine, it's a no-go. Just ain't happening. It's just one of them little things that bugs me.
And Kingpin has won the internet. That's just all I gotta say. Kingpin has won the internet.
I'm looking. Let's see. If he can't shave his pits, I'm out. Oh, good Lord.
Oh.
Make sure somebody sends Kingpin there some extra mayonnaise for Christmas, all right?
That's a big old jar of it.
Like, feel free to put it on his car door handle, if you're near him at work, his tool belt, a nice pile of mayonnaise in there. It's good lubrication.
Throw him in his face.
Oh. Yeah, we were talking about Grandmaster Jay holding on to somebody's belt loop. Probably for a candy bar.
Oh, somebody will serve him up.
Oh, he got the belt loop treatment within like 2 minutes of being there. I guarantee you.
You think you're a warlord, huh?
Probably not. At this point, he's probably still in a county lockup or something, going through trials and things like that. And so, they're not as bad as people make them believe. And
Yeah.
The prisons can be another story, and that all depends where and what level, and whether it's federal or not. But
Yeah.
some of these jails, I mean, shit, it's almost better than welfare for some people.
Jorge,
A friend of mine had a cell phone, got to wear regular clothes, and had TV. So, whether he's supposed to or not, it's regardless because everybody does. So,
Yeah.
that's a federal jail. So,
so Jorge Cortez says, hairy tits? What are you people into?
got some strange ones out here, George. I don't know, man. They said with enough alcohol, a Geopet's fine with them.
Yeah.
And then John Doe says, not sure he'd be safe in protective custody.
But you don't want to point a gun at a cop or shoot a cop and then go to jail. You're dead in a week.
Especially when he's sitting in a federal institution.
Yup.
Well, federal's cake usually, not cake, but he's
A lot
his
easier.
usefulness was probably up with by the his pawn move was over. They used him.
Now they're gonna
just
spit him
waiting
out.
for any little stupid thing, chew him up, and he's done. So looking for the next pawn.
Yep.
Andrew says, right now someone is asking GMJ syrup or jelly. And then so John Doe says, less if cops friends with Hillary.
Yeah, it's super salad. You never know.
So Warsaw put a video out for a link on the disassembly, and he says, I have a challenge for you for your Glock. And then he says that it's a disassembly and reassembly blindfolded on your Glock 23.
I can do it with my 19. No problem.
I did it with my P30.
I was going to say,
Nice.
I was going to say, there is not much to a disassembly and reassembly of a Glock. I mean, that's like 35 seconds.
Well, and it's 90% hand feel anyway. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing I'm checking about my Glock is that visually, really, when I'm taking it apart, is that the chamber is empty. And that I don't have a magazine in it. Everything else is just by feel.
Even all that's I can do by feel, because the first thing when you're going to disassemble, you hit the mag release button, drop that, rack your slide back, drop it forward, squeeze the trigger, then squeeze the slide back like a millimeter, hit the takedown, slide your slide right off.
Yep.
And then it's pop the guide rod, pop the barrel out, slap the barrel back in, put your guide rod back in, slap your slide right back on, and throw a mag back in. And if you're going to do it for a challenge video, you want to make sure that you want to make sure that the mag that you're doing is empty.
Yeah. No kidding.
I mean,
I'd clear the gun before the demonstration. There's no playing around.
I have, when I'm going to have my firearm in videos, 99.9% of the time, I have a mag that is just for doing videos that never has had a round put through it. So
I don't think I own a magazine that's not loaded.
All mine are.
I do. I got bags still in the package. most of my mags are loaded, but I always keep stock mags, preferably in the package brand new. I usually test them and then throw them back in the package. So I've never really had problems, but I don't want to have to depend on them and then find out 2 years after I bought them I got a problem. So
Well, there's been a ton of research on what causes magazines to fail, and I've never watched a single thing that said, if that's what we're talking about, I may have misunderstood you.
Yeah.
That
well,
said,
I just try to cycle out my normal mags anyway. I
Yeah.
use them or range or whatever. It'll end up cycling out anyway.
Yeah.
Even stock like mags I may have loaded as stock on the side. After I shoot the ones, I'll put those in place of them, and then I just keep cycling those kind of out. But I think mags are in a way mags are disposable. In the civilian market, they're not.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what I mean? Mags are if you're going to use a semi-automatic, expect it depends on the magazine. So
well, I don't get a
depending
crush
what
on any
you're
of mine. Yeah.
going for, or whether you want to have to search for them later in life, or whatever the case is, I just think it's a cheap investment to have a few backups on hand.
Yep. But I just have one that I keep just for video purposes. And
I've always found
that way.
ammunition in boxes harder to use in a clutch. So
That state I've had mags stored for over 7 years, where I broke them out of storage and they all ran fine with no problem.
Yeah.
So I know people say a lot of different things. I haven't personally come across the issues of spring tension wearing out or things like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Not saying it can't be an issue or whatever the case may be. I haven't seen it, but I stock backups because like I said, you might lose a mag, something stomp on it, whatever the heck could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be dependent on now I got to find one and at what cost and all this crap. Some things you should just have.
Well, and there are certain behaviors that people need to get out of. When I practice self-defense shooting, I drop my mags, and people are like, well, you're damaging your mags. I said, well, you don't want to be in the habit of like shoving it in your pocket or something, that's going to put a hitch in your practice, because under stress, you're going to do whatever that hitch is that you've done, and there's some anecdotes out there that haven't been proven, but we know that human behavior is to do, you end up fighting like you practice.
Yeah, you learn to respond. So if you're practicing a certain way, that's how you're going to end up reacting later, in a sense. So,
So I dump my mags.
I drop mine most of the time, even in the winter. A lot of times I drop them. It's just, it's more realistic. It's practical. They work out well. I do clean them quite often, things like that, which I recommend people do, especially if it's your everyday carry mag and you throw it in your pocket or something. You'll be surprised what comes out of that.
Oh my gosh.
But I wouldn't recommend oiling them. Some people like to put fine coat of oil or this and that. To be honest, I coated them with CLP and wiped them real clean. And they do still tend to collect a little more dust that way. So I've just ran them dry and they've been working fine for years with no problems. But definitely something, you got to keep in mind. I think some people look at a gun as a status symbol. I just look at it as a tool. So, I mean, to me, it's, if it gets scratched, but I don't buy pretty guns. Like, if it's your barbecue gun, I can understand. But other than that, you shouldn't be carrying it if you're that worried about it.
Exactly.
My carry pistols end up wear out, aesthetically.
I understand, like, if you're running metal mags, like in your 1911s and stuff like that, you may possibly damage it if you drop it on a rock.
Okay.
But
it's like them people that buy the $50,000 truck that don't do nothing with it but put groceries in the back, and they're scared to death every time pulls in the parking spot next to them. I mean, if you're not going to use it, there's no point in some cases.
Or the people
affordable gun or truck that you can get a scratch on.
Or the people that go and buy a G-Wagon and never take it off-roading.
Yeah, same theory in a sense. I think a lot of people spend a lot, more of a showpiece than status symbol, whatever it may be. But
Well, that's one thing. But if you're going to
daily
carry it,
carry gun should be a
Yeah.
workhorse.
Yep. That's one of the things that got me started carrying Glocks. Is
You
they're
son
pretty
of a
good
bitch.
workhorses.
Yep. So are M&Ps. M&Ps are really good workhorses also.
Yeah, but I didn't want a little bitty girly gun. I wanted, a man-sized
Son of a
gun.
bitch.
Yeah, completely understand that. And then you have to worry about the fact that if you squeeze the trigger, is it going to go full auto on you?
Well, don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, but your luck, you'd be right next to a cop, and
Yeah, I'll squeeze the trigger right next to a cop. That's a great idea. I'll end up in jail with Grandmaster Moron.
well, you never know. It could be a situation where shit's hitting the fan and you're helping protect the law enforcement officer. There could be a reasonable situation.
I promise you, if you're saving a law enforcement officer's life, your gun running away from you will not be the topic of conversation. I feel like that. Let's put it that way.
So, Clover Tack is out in the crowd. Welcome. Mr. F&H is out in the crowd. Welcome. And Clover says that he has a couple safe queens.
Well, safe queen is a different thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, your safe queen, your super rare, stuff like that, where you can't find parts and you can't find, certain things, or it's just feasibly, those are great for, just, we're not saying run and gun with those, but your CZ75, you should be able to run and gun and drop your mag and step on it as you're reloading and moving so that you can take your next shot.
Yeah, to me, you got to run a gun through its courses in a sense. If it can't handle a muddy, wet day outside, then it's no good. If you're too worried about scratching and getting dirty, whatever. A lot of people shoot different ways. Some ways, you get dirty, you're crawling around, things happen. You know what I mean? If you can't do that with your firearm, then it's probably not the one to be carrying on a regular day.
I do so much draw practice that even with oiling
holster wear,
I eventually wear them out.
Oh yeah. But, yeah, definitely. It's just it's a dang tool. The cool one, the barbecue gun, that's totally different. Safe clean, totally different. But it's when people want to EDC their safe clean, but they got to show it off or this or that, and that wants to be the normal gun. That's where it seems like people run into issues.
So
my carry guns coming out of my holster, it's because
I bash my gun on something at least once a day. Guarantee, whether it's a door case or something like that. I mean, damn near every shirt I have, if it's over 6 months old, it's got a little tiny hole back where my sights go. You know what I mean? Where it rides on my shirt and stuff. Things like the same thing with my pockets that I keep it in as a cargo pants. It'll eventually wear a dang hole. I need to start putting like an inner liner patch thing in my clothing to make them last. But it's constantly bumping and pressing into things. So
I see we're joined by Night Shaft. So, welcome. So yesterday, I was on a mission to find some 45 Colt or 410 shot shell.
Ambitious man.
Yes, I was very ambitious. I found some CCI 45 Colt number 4 shot shell.
So is that
Seven.
a bunt? I'm confused.
It's like CCI makes these rounds.
Oh, I know what they are. I'm just saying, is that a bunt?
They were $17 for 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Ugh.
For rat shot? No, thank you.
Yeah, it's more of a gimmick round, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I still picked it up.
It's funny. I was considering grabbing a small one of the 22 just to play with it and see, but I know it's not going to do nothing. But yeah, just for ha-has or something. But yeah, they want some good money for that stuff.
Ozark says you secretly EDC a jugs, don't you?
It's no secret.
Complex.
I was gonna say, how do you secretly EDC a jugs? I guess if you prison carried it, but I
Well,
guess
it- just
the
you
only
don't
way-
broadcast that you carry it.
I like 410. I think that's a great like small person round, or you know, it gives a person a lot of options as far as shotguns and home defense. I mean, yeah, it's not ideal for everybody, but there's a lot of people that can't handle a 12 gauge or something like that. Even a 16 or 20 can be issues. Wide variety of different ammunition. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the ammunition. In my area, 410s always seemed a little pricey to me, and they only have 3 boxes on the shelf at any given time anywhere. Is what it seems
Super
like. So.
Super hard to come by around here right now.
Yeah, so to me, it's just not something I wanted to fit into my system. Although, at a time, I thought it would be ideal for my mother. And I mean, in some cases, I still think it would be great for older people. So there's can't think of the maker, and there's probably several, but seen a nice pump action shotgun with a little pistol grip forend. Basically, it comes on the gun that way, which makes it great for somebody elder with weak hands or anything like that. A controllable weapon. So I just, you know, I wish it was more available and more affordable, at least in my area. And if so,
Yeah.
I'd probably own 1 or 2 by now.
I was born without the recoil gene, so basically, whenever somebody presents me a shotgun that's not in 12 gauge, I just try to find out which one of the girls at the nail salon advised me to buy it.
Shit, I'll be honest. I love 12. I'll stand by 12. You know, the way I see it, no man's walking through a 12 gauge, but 20 is way more enjoyable to shoot all day. I ain't gonna lie. But you know, when it comes down to it, I'm speaking of you know, if you only had one gun in the home, maybe it's a single mom and kids. I think, you know,
I'd much rather teach her to run a pistol, honestly.
Yeah, but everybody can't get a pistol in some cases, or you know, my lady gets flagged because before me, she got in a domestic with her you know, a boyfriend of hers was physically, you know, getting hands on with her. She tried to call the cops. She ripped the phone out of the wall. She smacked him with the phone. Police finally showed up because the neighbors called. She admitted to smacking him with the phone. To this day, she gets flagged every time we go to buy a gun. They clear her, but because that came up, it's an issue. So we've been wondering how that would play out with the handguns and things. I mean, some states are different. Some people are iffy. Some people just want it just in case, and a handgun's not their style. So I think for certain people, it fits their needs well. It's like, again, I just wish it was more affordable and available.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Black Hat Outdoors is out in the crowd. So welcome. So Kingpin says, "What do you guys think of a shotgun that shoots a standard round just big enough to fill the chamber, so a 9mm 12 gauge?"
I've got adapters for 12 gauges that'll shoot several different cartridges. It's interesting. It's actually kind of amusing to take a great big old break action 12 gauge and shoot a 9mm through it, or a 45 long Colt.
I think it's gimmicky, kind of. I think it's cool to have, but it's not going to be great at anything. More of like a survival thing, or if you can, pair that with a flare gun for emergency use or something like that. Even making being able to put 3 rounds in the air in a sense. You may not be permitted to have a firearm, this or that, but if it's dying in the wilderness or catching a charge, you might consider taking the charge. So I can see there being practicalities to it. I just don't see it being something that's really, I don't know. I wouldn't see it as fun, but I'm not a single shot guy in a sense. So I just they're not too expensive, but great universal. If you only had, I don't know, maybe you own a handgun in the other caliber, and you couldn't find shells or something. I don't know. I guess there's a reason. You could always find a reason. But,
It's a gimmick.
Yeah, it seems kind of gimmicky to me. So
It's an end of the world survival thing. I bought those caliber adapters for the 300 zombie gun I did, and I've shot them a couple of times. It was interesting.
Is this what you're talking about, Rob? As being a gimmick?
no, the adapters, but that there I see as like the complex gun basically. So I'll be nice. I don't want to get on you, but you know what I mean. That's more of a novelty complex gun to me. It doesn't seem practical to carry and whatnot, but it sounds cool.
Yep.
It's like the little guy with the big truck. You know what I mean?
The Napoleon complex.
Napoleon wasn't a little guy.
I call it little guy syndrome. Yeah, you notice the little guys are always the most pissed off about everything. Like nobody takes them serious or something, so they got to kick everything up another level.
Napoleon was pretty average size. They were just trying to think of a way to deal with him and his rapidly increasing popularity.
But yeah, that there is pretty much just, I'm gonna go and have a little fun with it at the shooting at the range or whatever. It's never gonna be something that you're gonna carry every day.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't want to. I don't know. I've thought about buying one of those double barrel black powder shotguns. The short ones. I want to carry something like that just once, just for fun.
Clover Tech throws out chiseled builds, some amazing 18-inch chamber adapters for single shot guns. Used one of their 22 conversions in a 410 for the Mandalorian rifle.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I was very disappointed that you didn't convert that into a disruptor. That's a missed opportunity, Clover. I would have much rather seen that in a disruptor caliber.
Is Black Cat saying that he wants a judge?
Judges are fine. I made the mistake of buying one in 6 inches, though.
He says, "How to pistol?" I've always wanted.
Yeah. That's probably somewhere on my next 10-year list.
Clover says, "Cost medic." All about cost.
I know, Clover, but we can dream, my brother. We can dream.
Oh, and we've been invaded by the black cat.
Oh, outstanding.
If you leave the back door open, that's what happens. Cats will come in.
Yep. I take it you have the YouTube playing in the background.
I don't know. I'm on my phone, so hold on. Let me see.
Echo.
Yeah,
I'll mute.
I can hear myself echoing in the background. So what's going on, Mr. Black Cat Outdoors? What's new in the...
Not much. I just got done doing my Christmas lights. Now I'm taking the dog for a walk and had some surf and turf for supper, and that's about it, really. Figured I'd check in with you guys since I was out walking the dog here.
Well, we're glad to have you here for a little bit. And if there's anything you want to throw out there and discuss, I'm pretty sure we can twist it and use it against you like we do Rob D.
It's not fair. Rob's a good person.
Let's talk about Bigfoot for a little bit.
Okay.
If Bigfoot exists, he's the hide and seek world record champion, and I just ask that he comes to my house to receive his prize.
Bigfoot is protected by law in Washington State.
Yeah. My wife is behind me. She's like,
Sorry, Rob.
Bigfoot. The hell's wrong with you people?
Oh boy, you know.
You have one drunken night.
I may or may not have been. I say I may or may not have been drinking, but that came to mind when you mentioned Rob D.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you have one drunken night in the woods in PA, being an out-of-stater, and you never live it down.
Hey man, I was in New York and I was not drunk. And I didn't say it was Bigfoot. I just said it was big, and it could have been Bigfoot.
I will say the first time we discussed this, you were on a live stream from PA and you were drunk though.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I've never been drunk online. That is completely out of character. That I'm not standing for this. You know, I object.
That's right. You can take it down all you want.
Dismissed because I have it archived. It's not available to watch right now, but I can give a link out.
Hey, if anybody's standing too close to Rob, please back up for your safety. He might get struck by lightning.
Yep, you're pushing it. You're pushing it.
And somebody stumbled across the link. Welcome, Guns and Barbecue.
Well, you know he didn't see it anywhere.
I was just smelling the Chinese food that came in the back door.
He was following the cat.
You guys are horrible. Horrible.
Yes, they are.
I'm not going to deny that.
Oh,
It's a Pennsylvania thing.
If there was a video, all it would prove is that I drank Black Cat under the table when he was drinking beer and I was drinking straight vodka.
Point of order, I would like to see that. We can make that happen, Rob D.
Okay,
Sounds like a challenge.
2 weeks. In 2 weeks, on Saturday evening chats, you two are going to have a drink off.
I was just sitting here thinking, it sounds like Rob roofied himself.
The lady likes to take advantage of me, so sometimes
Right.
she makes the drinks a little stronger than they should.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh yeah, I don't complain.
Oh, Mister.
I was supposed to do a drink off with Crazy Scotsman at one point, and it never ended up happening. But
That may have been a blessing.
yeah, I don't know. Crazy Scotsman probably could put me up for a challenge. I mean, he is a Scotsman. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Watching, what was it? Alan B. Pro and Bald and Curious and their drink off. That was pretty friggin' hilarious. If you guys didn't see that episode of Foreign Domestic, you definitely should watch it.
I think all I seen was some guy sleeping in a chair.
Oh yeah, that was at the end. He
Clicked on,
straight
and some
passed.
guy was passed out, and see
Yeah,
his
that
nose hairs and all that.
I was happy that Scotsman let everybody know that Alan B. Pro was all right. At the end of
Yeah.
that.
He straight passed out. Like, at least he made it through he made it through the whole thing, and then he plopped in the chair and just straight passed out.
Well, the sleeping in the chair count is making it.
Well,
Story I heard, his wife woke him up on camera.
his girlfriend.
Okay,
And
like
no,
2 days later.
he was still, he finished off the bottle. He walked through the room, and then when he plopped down in the chair, I'm kind of surprised it didn't go flipping over. I thought it was going to, and he was out like a light.
To his credit, he didn't puke or piss himself or anything, so he's good.
Yeah,
That's all
at
good.
least you couldn't see if he did that on cam. I mean, you never know if he did or didn't.
Well, he didn't aspirate if you get to talk to him later. So
Yeah, his girlfriend showed up at the end of the chat and made sure that he was safe and sound. So it was good.
If my wife ever showed up at the end of one of my drunken rants on a chat, I'm pretty sure it would just be dumbass, and then the camera would shut off.
moron.
Oh,
My mom was right.
I still think it was funny on Black Cat's last live stream when he left the live stream and let Kingpin and myself be on there. He is so lucky he didn't get a channel strike. That's all I got
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't honestly completely do that on purpose.
We really thought about just holding up a gun there, Black Cat.
Yeah, I got
that
I got booted and then could not get back in for whatever reason that StreamYards had going on there. And then I couldn't end it.
Black Cat, is your wife standing over you? Because we understand you're a battered man. So turn on your camera, blink once for yes, twice for no.
Oh, I can turn on the camera. I don't know what you'll see though, because I'm walking the dog out around the neighborhood here. This is my exercise for the evening.
Is he doing blackface?
Exactly. He is
Son of a
definitely
bitch.
doing blackface.
Son of a.
That's cultural appropriation right there.
Black Cat's Governor Northam.
Oh,
I have my hat turned backwards too, Rob D, just for more cultural appropriation.
All right. Make sure you got it right.
and his pants are sagging.
They might be. I don't know. It's probably because I'm too drunk to pull them up, though.
It's cultural appropriation from 62-year-old men and people who play baseball.
Oh,
Did you ever listen to the George Carlin had a great skit on that? That was one of the people he wanted to kill. Anybody over the age of 20 that has their hat turned backwards.
Right.
Is that a pet peeve for people?
Not me.
The
I
hat
don't know.
backwards. I'm just curious because I do that occasionally, but it's not normal. But like shooting and things like that, sometimes I spot
I just
backwards.
say shooting. I've
I
done
know
it
if
before. Well,
I gotta wear a helmet. A lot of times you sweat your ass off, man. I'm putting a hat on backwards. A lot of times you can get away with that. There's same thing with certain gear and equipment. The hat's a great insulator in some form. So I've just gotten used to just switching around backwards, and also you can stay accountable for it. But so yeah, I don't know. Hopefully people aren't watching my videos like, look at this. I don't know what backward hat wearing guy or something.
I was always a big bandana proponent, so I don't do the backwards hat thing as much anymore. But I'm sure I
Yeah,
did when I was younger.
bandana in New York would get you shot. So you
Yeah, exactly.
you spend all day wondering what side of the street you're supposed to walk on.
So, Mystic Gun says, you never know what you're going to see when Black Cat turns his camera on, so beware, LOL.
That's true.
I'm certain
No,
it's nothing I don't see every day in the shower.
You know, the thing is it's not what Black Cat does, it's what his guests do to his live stream.
Again, that's true. And Rob D can attest to that.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
Moo can attest to what happens on Carolina's stream.
That might have been worse than what happened on my stream. that was just fucked up, let's be honest.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Right.
People are strange, man. People got some weird things.
Oh, luckily I was on my phone in that chat, and so I pulled up to read the comments. And anyone who knows StreamYard, and if on your mobile, when you start reading the comments, you can't see what's going on the panel. And then I come back and like everybody's like talking about what just happened. I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? But I guess Moo screenshotted it, yelling at him, and forwarded the picture to everybody.
Unfortunately, Moo screenshotted it because I got a freaking picture of it the next day on my phone because he texted it to me.
Oh yeah, we kind of told him to send it to you.
Again, thanks. I don't know if Moo's out there, but thanks again, bud. Really needed the dick pic from you.
I'm pretty sure he thought you'd love that first thing in the morning to look at.
Yeah. Nothing I like looking at more than I don't even like looking at mine first thing in the morning.
And then his wife was like, "My mom was right."
Oh Lord.
Sorry, he started it.
Yeah.
She knows better.
So what did your wife think about that when the first thing you probably had to have said, "What the fuck is this?"
I'm usually the first one up. She was probably still sleeping when I got up to that. I probably went downstairs and started getting dressed and then looked at my phone and was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's not the best part of waking up.
That's a new Folgers commercial.
Yeah, no. The best part of waking up is not a cock in your inbox. I'm sorry.
There's a penis on your phone.
Oh, yeah. We got 21 people out in the audience listening to this.
Woo!
I'm sorry.
I think if you really want to mess with somebody, you got to figure out what photos they use in the military where they show you STDs.
Oh man.
Let me tell you, like
Just Google
shots,
blue waffle sometimes.
you don't even know what you're looking at, and then they zone out, and it's like you're looking for the barf bag, and where's the Lysol? Let me tell you what, but round some of those pictures up, send them to a friend. They won't be a friend much longer.
One of our favorite games in the medical corps was, trying to get somebody to yak, right? Send it whoever could come up with the most awful picture, things of that nature. And some of those old manuals, the guys with gonosyphil herpal AIDS and HPV that's gone out of control because they never went and saw the doc.
Lumps on top of lumps.
Huh?
I said lumps on top of lumps.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, what is that?
Yep. It was pretty ugly.
Nasty stuff, folks. Nasty.
All right, let's see if I can bring my camera up. There's my glory. Can we see it? I can't tell. Not really. My Christmas lights I just worked on.
Nice.
Was anybody else worried when Black Cat said, "There's my glory"?
Nope.
Oh, now you pissed him off.
Yeah, he rage quit immediately.
Found the hole.
Wow, I've been talking for the last like 3 minutes with my mic muted.
That's good because we haven't.
I know, but so great challenge video that you did out there, Guns and Barbecue. I hope it has great success.
Thank you. I'm hoping so too.
I know there's 2 people on the panel right now that have been challenged and don't seem to be responding.
Well, some of us are trying to edit the videos we made today.
Actually, I don't think you've been challenged yet.
I've been challenged by somebody who's not in the group.
Oh,
I've been looking into it, as I mentioned prior. Just not having a whole lot of luck yet, or the time, I guess, to scroll through exactly. So, but I got to stop, so I'll pick up where I left off. Hopefully, I can find something. I think it would be easy to find, but that's not what I'm coming across the last few times I've looking through. And I don't want somebody's opinion. I want the actual state article. You know what I mean? Or that way I'm not looking at obviously somebody's opinion, because there's a lot of that. That's pretty much what pops up.
Here's what I think.
now if you just Google search New York State Constitution, does nothing pop up?
Yeah. It is awful big. Like I said, I've scrolled through, tried to look. I tried to like type in like as if a glossary, like anything towards Second Amendment reference or anything like that, and to try to shorten my time invested in the search, and I'm not coming up with anything. So, like I said, I'll have to go back through it and expect to sit here for 3 hours reading all the fine print. So.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, I don't like sitting at a computer or desk unless I'm getting paid. Unless it's got something to do with work. If I'm not, other than that, I don't like sitting. I'm not the, sit in my butt for 8 hour type of guy.
I'm pretty sure there might be an audio book for you.
Maybe that'd be helpful, right? Multitask.
I'm just saying. Could you get a hold of a lawyer in New York and maybe get some clarification that way?
How much you willing to pay?
Yeah, that's the trick.
Most lawyers will give you a half-hour free consultation.
In New York, I doubt that.
Yeah, it's rare, and on something like that, I doubt it. If you're coming in for a straight question like that, more than likely not. If it's a question that may lead them to making money, then maybe. But something like that, I don't know. It's not how it tends to work in my area. So there's a lot of good even ads they run on TV and stuff, and people call in, and basically depending on what you leave depends on whether they call you back or not. So
What about like emailing like SAF? Maybe they could help you with that kind of information.
I would want information from the source. So SAF would be somebody's opinion. So you know what I mean? I need the actual legal document, and then I have to go through it and interpret it. You know what I mean? If you're going to stand on something, you can't go on what somebody else says. So even if they're supposedly a gun group or something else, in my opinion, it's
What's
like
the statute?
referring to local laws somewhere. I'm not just going to take what an article says. I'm gonna know.
Well, yeah, exactly. You've got to.
But
What's
yeah, I
the
mean, it's
statute?
probably there. Like I said, I just didn't take the time to go through it all. I didn't realize it would be so big. I mean, the bar on the side of my computer just shrunk down to this little midget thing. I was like, "Whoa, where is it?" And it's a lot of paperwork.
So, Black Cat says he doesn't know what happened, but thanks for having him on. You are definitely welcome, and more likely than not, you either hit the wrong button or
He banned.
your internet dropped.
He rage quit. Don't want
did.
to forward.
He did. Especially when Moo showed up and said, it wasn't mine this time.
Nobody told him the lights look good. So sorry,
Yeah.
buddy. The lights look good.
He was probably looking at the text I just sent him.
Was it yours again this time?
We can see your. Wait, no, sorry.
After all that time and money he spent trying to get that image out of his mind, he had to send it back.
I wonder if I still have that. I'm sure I do.
Why? Why would you still have that?
Because he likes to look at it.
He's part of the CSI team. But, people are getting frisked at the meetups.
God, what's wrong with you?
Everybody's getting sized up for a lineup.
So, Rich White says, 2 Live Moo, you ain't ever been innocent.
Well, that's harsh.
I know that's pretty mean.
I feel like that's unnecessarily judgmental.
Although leaning towards the truth part.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how was your little bout with the Roro?
Oh, mine? Yeah. I was pretty laid up for about a week. And I lost the taste and smell, major like body and joint aches, headache, felt like my eyes were gonna fall out of my head. But I never got any respiratory issues. I had a little bit of a cough, but I can't rule that out to some post nasal.
You're vaping.
But yeah, that too. But no, I don't know, kind of a semi-mild case, I would say. But when I lost the taste and smell is when my wife made me go get my brain scraped.
So now, would you say that the Roro is the pandemic that they're making it out to be, in your opinion, or is the flu worse?
Yeah, I think it's a little blown out of proportion. I mean, I don't know. I think they're both bad if you're compromised in any way. You know. And,
I had it as a heart patient, and I came out of it just fine.
Yeah, but you're the pillar of health otherwise, though.
No, I'm
You
just
know.
mean.
It's the beer. It's the hops that keep all the
It's
major
beer, yeah.
major symptoms away. Well, and that was
Well-
interesting too, because I'm on the wagon and I got sick after I got on the wagon. So those
yeah.
people that don't drink alcohol are stupid.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
drinking equals no row.
Yeah, I'll subscribe to that. Well, you got to drink a lot to keep all the viruses moving.
There's
You know.
remember that a certain amount of alcohol will weaken your immune system.
Now, so would you say that a vodka would do the trick, or should you just drink like Everclear?
Good Lord, man.
I'm more of a bourbon guy myself, but that doesn't go well in a Bloody Mary for morning WebExes.
Everclear goes great in your orange juice.
Probably gonna say you need to have screwdrivers. Get that vitamin C.
Tequila sunrises. I mean,
Other than Bloody Mary mix, I don't really put anything else in my alcohol, except maybe some ice cubes.
what is wrong with you?
I
How
put
long
my
is this
alcohol
show?
in things.
Ice is like just
Like
takes
chilled
room
glass.
for the glass. I mean,
Well, so does the orange juice. So skip the orange juice and throw a couple ice
Yeah.
cubes in there.
Yeah,
No,
it's
orange
juice
different,
is
too.
watering
If you're
down the
ordering
alcohol.
out, you definitely want to skip the ice. Yeah.
just skip the
But
ice,
at
skip
home, that's different. You're making the drinks. You already bought the bottle.
skip the ice, skip the mixer, and then just drink the Everclear straight.
Well, hell, just skip the glass. Just go right to the bottle.
Exactly.
Throw a straw in there, silly straw.
Oh, I just tip it
Go
back.
go to town.
You know what the only problem with 1911s is?
They bite Night Strike.
They're hard to do washer drills on.
Oh, because of the rounded slide.
Yeah.
I was waiting for some.
You're supposed to be probably won't fit on that front post. If you were
Nope.
using a dime or something, it would probably sit on there. I mean,
Not well. It's hard to get balanced
it ain't
with one
supposed to
hand.
be easy, man.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be
What do you wanna
training,
do,
man.
Put a balance level up there to pull the
Yeah.
trigger with. Come on now.
It's turning
You're
into
not
a
even
hand-eye
laying in prone
coordination
for an
lesson.
hour and a half. Give me a break.
Right. Front leaning rest position.
Shit.
Washer drills. Go.
Moo is getting some serious hate in here tonight.
Why is Moo getting hate?
Nothing
I mean,
like going prone on a highly buffed floor, right?
Oh yeah.
Mystics is innocent and Two Live Moo should never be looped together.
Moo's not that bad a guy.
Andrew Faulkner says, just eating that Cracker Barrel.
Will make you lose your taste.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't put my face in the gravy and blow, that would probably be,
Man, I'm just glad to hear you came out okay.
Thanks,
So
man.
I
Likewise.
guess Ozark is taking off. So later, bud. Be safe out there. And Yes, I am glad both of you made it through the row.
Yeah, who would have thought, right? We got two
So you
people. That's
got-
100%.
That's
It'd take more than that to get rid of his crazy ass.
so what?
I thought I had a common cold bug, and so I didn't even think about it until later. And I was like, "Oh, I guess I had to figure it out." And they were like, "Yes." Oh, okay. So when was I supposed to die?
Right.
I guess 33% of my panel has had the row.
33.3.
Yeah,
That's messed up because I'm the one that lives in New York. You think I'd be the one?
yeah.
Well, let's all be fair for a minute. We had a test that said we had it.
Exactly.
And we know how accurate those are.
Yeah.
I mean, all you got to do is look at Elon Musk. 4 tests in the same
Yep.
day. Twice he was positive, twice he was negative. From the same nurse and the same machine.
So you pick the one you want to believe.
That's what I would do in that scenario.
Who the heck's letting them scrub their brain 4 times? Holy cow!
No,
did it.
he used the rapid.
Oh,
did.
okay.
Oh,
He did it. He did it as
the
a
full
scientist.
test.
I think he did
Okay.
it as a scientific. You know, he wanted to actually see if what people were claiming was true, and he did it on camera and everything.
When I did mine, they stayed inside the nose. They didn't go back in the nasal passage.
That's what they did for my daughter when she went to the dorms.
Yeah. So they
Yeah,
do
and
it with
now-
my daughter.
And now they're doing saliva tests around here. I don't know
We've
how
got a
accurate
little.
those are.
Oops,
It
sorry.
wasn't me, Carolina.
We've got a little station out here where you can go and walk in, and they'll do a rapid on you right there.
So yeah,
Because that means, of course, and now they're like, the numbers are going up. Yeah, you're testing.
Testing's going up too. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my chat.
Well, I know this is kicking it back a ways, but Nighthawk, earlier you were saying people didn't get out to vote, man. In my area, people were packed to vote. I don't think I've ever seen more voters, especially when it comes to the early voting.
No, it was so.
My polling place normally isn't packed, and it wasn't packed when I went there. But according, if you want to believe the people running the tables, they had already had the normal flow through, and it was still going to be open for 4 or 5 hours or something. Actually, I think even longer. So a lot more people came out, in my opinion, and I think the people that did come out were those silent majorities, like my neighbors. That were Trump people in some cases, but there's also a lot of Biden people as well. So
No, that's the speculation, Rob. Based on what is deemed that the vote was not improper, that there has been no error made in the vote.
Okay,
That-
I get what
that
you're
wasn't-
saying now. Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say because to me, I've never seen it this bad
No,
before.
neither
I
have
was worried
I.
about getting down there and being able
Yeah.
to get in a day. Like,
I early voted, and there was a 2-hour-long line for an early vote. You
Yeah,
didn't wait 30 minutes to vote in the last 3 presidential elections on the day of, and there was a 2-hour-long line to early vote here. But if you look at what they're claiming the numbers were, right, it would appear that Democrats completely overwhelmed Republicans in just about every area in the United States. Or
Yeah.
no Republicans came out to vote at all, right?
I get it now. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know if Nighthawk saw, but I posted in the private chat earlier.
Oh gosh, not that picture. Why did you make me look at that picture? I'm too young to see that.
You know, you definitely needed to see it.
I want to see if I can one-handed shoot this new shotgun in a video.
I'm gonna say you can.
I'm sure I can. I was born without the recoil gene. All right, let me see what's here.
Now,
Oh yeah, I like him. He's a good man. We don't argue much.
I say one hand, offhand, weak side.
Well, I'm ambidextrous, but okay.
Well, doing a backflip.
Are we going back to doing that duel?
Yes.
No,
Awesome.
I'm telling you that we would be a lethal group of people. There's not a one of us that don't shoot regularly at 15 meters or under.
So my wife just showed me a news
pic.
story that Squiggy passed away.
Oh man, really?
He was
Yeah.
still alive?
Moose says he was alive.
We were supposed to care about him?
Is Lenny still alive?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know if Lenny is still alive. Woman, is Lenny still alive? She says she thinks so, but she doesn't know.
Who are you talking
Hold on.
about?
Is Mrs. G23 right there?
Yeah,
I'm sorry about what I said earlier.
she can't hear you.
Oh no.
She can't hear me.
Nope, I have a
Oh, this is
headset on.
rigged. This is rigged.
It is.
We're talking about characters from Lenny and Squiggy, characters from Happy Days and Laverne
Laverne
and
and
Shirley.
Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got no idea. All right.
Hey,
Well,
babe.
Laverne and Shirley was about two lesbians that lived together, and Lenny and Squeaky were the dudes that wanted to nail them, I think.
And, well,
Yeah.
I don't know that they were lesbians.
Try to convert them.
There was never really any foundation for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Just sounded good. You know what? If that show came out today, I almost guarantee they would be, though.
Oh yeah. Well,
They'd
it's like Bert and Ernie. They basically gate them up at the end there.
So I see we are joined out in the crowd by Defense Dad, who says, Nighthawk Medic, I'm ambidextrous too, but when I use the right hand, it still feels like someone else.
Did you throw an extra I in ambidextrous?
Uh,
They
I
call
don't know. I
that
can't see it.
they call that the stranger defense dad.
you have to sit on it till it's somebody else's hand.
Like a whole new person.
Oh god.
He says, I was talking about shooting.
Y'all need Jesus.
I'm way too sober to be having this much fun.
You know what? I think Michael J. Fox probably thought it was like a whole new person, too, when he got Parkinson's.
Oh yeah.
Shaking uncontrollably.
Yeah, aiming had to be just brutal.
God.
Do you know why Michael J. Fox makes the best milkshakes? Because he
I know we're going to go to hell for this, but what?
Because he uses the finest ingredients.
So the wife says, yes, he is still alive.
There was a shooter that popped on somebody's show a while ago. I don't know who it was, where it was,
Yeah.
whatever. Long time ago. A guy had Parkinson's supposedly, and not as severe, but apparently shooting
Shooting
kind of
helps.
slowed him down. Yeah. So somebody
Yeah.
with a disability like that safely, if it can be done, some people obviously would just instantly turn their head at something like that, like blind people or whatever. But I think people should be more open-minded because, maybe, it might be that weird thing that kind of works for somebody. And if that's something that, self-independence or, being able to protect yourself is a positive. And, let's face it, the scumbags are always looking for victims. So if, you're walking down the street shaking, looking like a target to them, hopefully, you can make them regret it.
Yeah, his channel name is Parkinson's Shooter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, be open-minded and maybe give people a chance there and safely when you can. So,
Yep.
You never know until you try it. So, except
Yep.
for hard drugs, that's when that doesn't apply. But other than that,
Medium
When,
drugs.
when I was
All
in,
drugs matter.
when I first started in nursing, we did a rotation. I was actually the first role in medicine I ever had was as a certified nurse assistant, which is glorious butt wiper. But I worked in a long-term care facility, and there was this guy there. He had a revolver that did not have the chamber wasn't in it, or the revolver part.
The cylinder, was it not?
Cylinder, Jesus, thank you. Okay,
I was gonna let him struggle with this.
yeah, I was dying there. Thanks for bailing me out, buddy.
You
But
got
anyway, that was like his life force. He had carried his pistol with him everywhere his entire life, and for him to have that thing on his hip, that was his comfort zone. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There are people in this world that guns make a big impact. I was in a rotten mood till my wife and I got to the range and shot our video, and I felt better when I got home.
Always.
Yeah.
she let you win. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
So, Kingpin brings up a kind of a good point. Don't pretend like every one of us would freak out if we saw a blind guy with a gun if we didn't know Patriot.
As long as he wasn't pointing it at me, I think I'd be all right.
Yeah, it depends if they were menacing. But honestly, when I it never came to my mind. And then when I bumped into Patriot Online for state, I had to kind of think about it. But in my opinion, you know who's getting hands on with you in the middle of the night. Are you gonna stop the guy at the gas station from robbing the place? No, but if your kid's screaming and somebody comes and tackles you, I think it's pretty obvious who you need to shoot. So, I don't see a problem with it personally. But there is that first, you're like, huh? Like, because you always think the comical movie and the guy's just spinning around shooting at everything or something stupid. But that's obviously not reality. I think, as long as he's a mentally competent person, I don't see any issue with it. Same thing. I grew up with a buddy of mine. I can't even think of what they call it now, but a lot of his family walk on crutches and can't really move the legs around too well. They all drive. They all ride four-wheelers. They all, it's amazing. Like, the average person would never think it, but they can do just about anything everybody else can do. It's just a little different. And God forbid if they're carrying their garbage at a curb and slip and fall, don't offer them help because you're just going to piss them off. So there's a guy across the street from me that cuts his grass, and he's in a wheelchair all the time. He does it with a little weed whacker thing out front.
Yeah.
There's other people out here. They won't cut their grass. He lives in an apartment building. There's healthy people over there. They don't bother. He goes out there and stumbles and cuts weed whacks his grass. So. Some people got more heart than others and things like that. So I don't know. We should just be open-minded in some cases. So not automatically jump to the first conclusion. So some people with disabilities work harder than you do.
Yep.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And when you look at people like G23, they have their own show.
Yeah.
And they get out and look and talk.
Exactly.
They do great at cart collecting. Proud of you, G23.
We also, get other people to go out and buy Glocks.
Come on.
That's not supporting your argument there.
I'm just saying, when was the last time you got somebody to buy a gun?
2
When
weeks
don't
ago.
people to buy guns is the thing. Like every time I walk into the shop, well, first off, you should see the looks I get
Right.
because oh man, that's terrific.
It's
But
funny.
then,
I see them. I see them all the time.
I'm sure you do.
My videos sell guns every day in a local gun shop.
That doesn't help your case.
I know.
So, Andrew says Nighthawk caught
I saw it. I'm ignoring it.
But yes, I don't know if it wasn't for knowing Patriot in the dark and stuff, I probably would have been apprehensive to find out somebody was blind and they had a gun. At first, but I would be like completely supportive of it. But I would still my very first reaction probably would have been, "What? You're blind and have a gun?"
No, they're not deaf. They're blind. They can't see you. They can hear you. So my first reaction would be, "I'm over here."
That could be dangerous because then they'll turn
Yeah, that's true.
towards the noise.
All right, I got to split, guys. I'm the only one home, and the dog's got to do her business, so I got to go.
Roger that, brother.
All right, see you
All
later.
joking aside,
See you, man.
though,
Take care, man.
Patriot, or sorry, Patriot in the Dark's not here. It's Guns, right? Okay, Guns. Question for you, man. Do you find that you hear better, or just listen better than before?
That is a terrific question. I've always felt like I had pretty good hearing to begin with.
Right.
But I really do feel like my hearing has gotten better. Just there's things now, and it very well could be a matter of I just listen a little bit better, and it could all be placebo. But like, there's times where I'm like, all right, somebody's here, and my daughters are like, nobody's here. I'm like, give it a second. Like 30 seconds later, the dogs start barking, stuff like that. They're like, how'd you know? I was like, because I could hear it.
Garbage.
I could hear the car coming and stuff like that. They're like, oh wow. But having my dogs at this point is kind of useless because I'm like 30 seconds ahead of them at least normally.
Right. See, without my dogs, without my cats, without my animals, I'd be in trouble.
So, Kingpin says, when Guns and Barbecue walks into a gun store, the people say, G23 is here again.
I'm not that ugly, am I?
Yeah, you're pretty ugly.
I haven't seen myself in a mirror in a couple of years now.
I can just say, in my opinion, yeah, you're pretty ugly. So is, every guy in this world. But that's just my opinion.
No, I'm
speak
pretty.
for yourself.
Yeah.
G23 is really protesting hard here.
He is. Me thinkest thou protest too strongly, sir. Boss and I are freaking gorgeous. And if you ever seen New York, he has a tan like no other.
I have never seen New York. Honestly, oh wait, yeah, I guess in some of his videos.
Yeah, I'll beat you in a tanning contest.
Yeah, every time.
I don't know. I'm
Twice
not
on
sure
Friday.
about that, Rob, because if you go back to the tan off over on Foreign and Domestic, battle being lost to a white guy. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I turn a beautiful color of red when exposed to the sun.
I tan pretty good. Yep. So yeah.
Yeah, I go from milk chocolate to dark chocolate towards the end of the summer. Yeah. And over winter, it ends up turning back into milk chocolate. Yeah.
You ever go to white chocolate?
No, I don't actually make it that far.
Translucent Rob.
So again, Mr. Guns and Barbecue, we need more clarification on your challenge because I asked you 2 questions in my video.
Yes. Anybody can challenge Hawaii or Alaska because it was like a day or two after I dropped that video. I was like, you know what? How is anybody going to challenge Hawaii or Alaska? But then I thought about it. I was like, well, we could just count the ocean as touching those states, and any Pacific states can challenge them. As far as the Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico, we can include them. I don't know if they have their own constitutions or not, but if they do, it'd be interesting to see if they have anything in there regarding the right to bear arms.
Holy crap! Who's killing their cat?
Oh,
Black cats.
no, that was my Maggie cat. She's like a 16-pound cat, almost
That's a
17-pound
little
cat.
I had to put one of my behemoths on camera.
Better be careful there, G23. They're gonna regulate that cat here soon.
Well, what
First
is it?
it's
30
tigers, then
pounds?
it's house cats.
30. Any cat within 30 pounds or within 30 pounds is willing to try to kill and eat you. So
You
So-
people are horrible. I know what you're doing. You're using these cats as livestock in case the shit hits the fan.
dude, that's totally
yeah.
what's going on here.
It's like so messed up, man. That,
I don't
you
know
know,
what the
you're
rest
supposed to
of you are
trade
doing.
your pets with your neighbors, you know? It takes that personal touch off from it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but you remember, there has to be a measure of recourse. So you have a fat animal, they have a fat animal. Hang on, I'm going to go get one of these real quick.
Oh, there is an open spot on the panel if somebody wants to jump on here and talk some mad smack like we are doing. We're just having some fun out here. So, woman, Mr. Guns and Barbecue says that he is sorry for posting a comment earlier, and to show his how sorry he is, he's willing to buy you whatever kind of gun you want.
As long as it shoots cats and is less than $20.
You're showing orange, Nighthawk. There you go.
See, that's not that big of a kitty.
Did Black Cat sneak through Nighthawk's front or back door?
That wouldn't be the first time. He's trying to talk, but he doesn't realize that he's still muted. And his hands are tied, so
He looks funny though, right?
All right, that's 21. So
yeah, that's not that big of a kitty.
that's bigger than what you're describing.
Yeah, seems content hanging out.
Yeah, he's chill.
Yeah,
He's super chill.
if you tried to pick
That's
up
cool.
our cat, she doesn't play that game. You ain't picking her up.
Yeah, some cats are cool, some aren't. Some are little pricks.
She'll let you love on her and stuff like that, but and she'll crawl on top of you, but don't try to pick her up and think you're gonna, nope.
Yeah, she'll stare into the camera or whatever wants to do. If you don't know about this organization, Reference Point USA does cool things for veterans. Give them money.
So,
You need a Nighthawk cat channel, man.
Heck yeah, I've got 4 of them.
Cats are natural.
Yeah, they're all photogenic.
Kingpin says Nighthawk is rubbing his black pussy.
Well, you know, somebody has to.
It's awful hairy.
We've already heard he's not picky.
I'm not. I am an equal opportunity.
Oh, woman.
I'll be right back.
That is not appropriate for the internet. It's too late. It's already out there.
I think we might need to be glad that G23 has his camera off.
Yeah, we didn't need to hear about his pills.
I told the wife the pink house with black shutters joke. And it is definitely not internet appropriate. And there's like 2 houses in the town that I live in that are painted pink with black shutters.
Is that a code for something?
Yep.
Okay, just curious.
Glad I'm not the only one who's not familiar with this.
I think I know 2 houses that are, decorated that way. Different towns, but I'm just curious what that is now. So
I'll tell you the joke offline. And Nighthawk again is talking without unmuting.
Yeah, I was gonna say this one is shaved because he got in a fight and lost because he's an old man and he can't fight for spirit.
he's got a hairy one and a shaved one.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, no more cats. The joke's complete.
Ozzy
Right.
says dogs have owners, cats have servants. He's not wrong. Not wrong at all. So, anybody else have any topics we want to talk about? Or do we want to call this thing a wrap?
I got a question.
Okay.
Do you guys put like underwear on your dogs, or you guys enjoy those balls getting dragged all over your furniture?
I don't have a dog.
My dog is fixed.
Just banned him.
So, there's that question answered.
All right. I don't know if that would be like starting a war or what. I just figured I'd throw it out there.
Which email? Oh. I'm not. I've got like 25 email addresses. But I figured it out.
Nighthawk's getting in trouble for stroking them online.
Yep. That's what Defense Dad wanted y'all to see.
Yep, right there is a good case of a cat that's addicted to the nip. Looks like cat nipped out, laying and just passed out. I mean, you're talking, year of rehab at least.
Kingpin says, if this show is over, troll Ellis and Rich, which they're doing a old school wrestling chat if anyone's interested in wrestling.
It's wrestling, not wrestling.
Nah, that's like that sports ball. Bunch of people in tights smacking each other on the ass. Not for me.
Or rubbing their balls in each other's face.
That only happened one time.
No, that was what? There was like a sumo wrestler. That was like his like favorite like finishing move or whatever you want to call it.
Talking about Rikishi with the stink face.
Yeah, whatever.
That wasn't his balls, it was just his butt, but he wasn't even a sumo wrestler, he was Samoan.
Yeah, whatever.
He just wore one of those sumo thongs.
See, that's still way more than I know about it. So, I think we're gonna go ahead and end this. So everyone will give your closing plugs. Let's start with Mr. DM Foss, the co-host extraordinaire.
Everybody, check out Kingpin's channel. I put a link out there if you haven't checked him out. Great guy, does a lot for a lot of people. Never asked for anything in return. And keep one in the chamber. Take somebody shooting, and keep your smoker smoking, and your God, I forgot the rest of it. Sorry, Guns and Barbecue.
So I guess Bald and Curious is talking guns, and Kingpin threw the link out to that live stream also. So I would definitely say check out Bald and Curious, another New Yorker, or as I like to call him, Yorker. So let's go to Mr. Guns and Barbecue. What do you got going on? Channel plugs.
What's up?
I said, what do you got going on? Channel plugs, anything.
Well, I was gonna steal Boss's closing like I did last week, and say thanks to Kingpin for working hard, dropping all those links and everything else that he's doing out there in the comments and on everybody's stuff. But you let Fox go first this time, so that kind of blew up in my face.
It wouldn't be the first time.
But no, we got that two-way state challenge thing going. If you guys are going over to Bald and Curious's channel, ask him if he saw the video or anything, because he was one of the guys challenged in there. So is Crazy Scotsman. So maybe bug him tomorrow about it. So yeah, just hoping to see a bunch of videos made. And if you are one of the unlucky people that lives in a state that doesn't have something regarding the right to bear arms, maybe this can be something where you organize people and say to your state legislator, hey, we need to get something in our state constitution.
Yep. So, Rob D, the New York Outcast Glock hater extraordinaire, what do you got going on?
Not much, just surviving, laying low, dodging the landmines. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you made it to the end, you might need medical attention or at least take a shower to wash some of the filth off, but we appreciate you showing up. As far as any of the Glock talk, discard all that, strike it from the record. Don't be afraid to try something with some curve. And have a good evening, everybody.
I do believe I have the picture somewhere I could pull up of Rob D
Fake news. Fake news.
in a certain I Love Glock shirt.
Photoshop.
Oh, no, this is straight. He was in a video with it.
Yeah, well,
Superimposed green. It was probably a green shirt that he was wearing. And you're just like, whoop.
It wasn't me. I guarantee you, it was not me. So, last but not least, Nighthawk Medic. What do we got? Look forward from you.
well, I just finished a video, and I will be editing it. And New York has a super cute kitty. And that's going to be
Is he
another
pointing
Rock
a
Island
gun at
case.
that kitty?
No, he's playing with it. And that's a cute cat. And so that's an exciting. We've got 3 or 4 other weapons that are going to be coming up here the next couple of weeks. And I encourage each and every one of you that if you believe that what has happened in Georgia to be fraud, to write the appropriate legislators and encourage them to take action. And additionally, please, oh please, watch Kingpin's content, DM Foss's content, Guns and Barbecue's content, G23's content, New York Outcast content, and my content. And also make some of your own, because the more Pro 2A stuff that's out there, the more likely we are to prevail. Thanks for having me, G23. It was awesome.
You are so welcome, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that was on the panel. Nighthawk Medic, New York Outcast, Guns and Barbecue, Black Cat Outdoors, 2 Live Moo, Mr. DM Foss, and definitely want to thank everyone that was in and out of the crowd helping us with some off-the-wall topics. And without all you guys, we would not be doing this show every week. So thank you again, and thank you for lasting 3.5 hours. And remember to be safe and keep